I don't know why I've been singing like random songs in my mind for like the past hour. I don't know why. Hello everybody. How are y'all doing? Give me 2 seconds actually, because I need to minimize some stuff. I had to reinstall something, and I don't know if it's OBS or if it's something else, but something is kind of being funky with my microphone these days. I'll go to say something, and it's not like it's picked up too well. Hang on. Oh boy. Check, check, 1 2 1 2. Check, check, 1 2 1 1 1 2. Check, check, 1 2. It seems extremely loud in OBS. OBS? Why are you so loud? That seems way louder. Let me... I apologize ahead of time if this makes you deaf, but I need to check some audio settings. Is this better? Is this any better? Better? Better. 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 I don't know why I had to like turn down my gain settings in OBS down by like 10 decibels. Let's try to maybe get like maybe 5. But still, that seems quite loud to me. Like louder than normal, which is weird. So ever since like getting my computer, my hard drive situation sorted, it's been a hassle on some things. The microphone has been one of them, where every once in a while it'll start popping in my ears, and I just hate that sound effect. I don't know really what's going on. Maybe it's a firmware or a software update. Probably is a firmware update now I think about it, because I installed LG Hub, but not the because this is a Blue Yeti microphone, Yeti X, in case anybody's curious. So let me actually quickly go over. I think it's called Shepia, some sort of. Is it going to be underneath support? Maybe. Blue microphones. I want to go to downloads, please and thank you. And then I'm also going to, while I'm here, double check. Was Blue Yeti something I installed since the computer? I don't think it was. Download for Windows, Blue Sherpa, that's what it's called. This lovely, just double check and make sure everything's fine. Okay. This lovely little program right here. So give me like 2 seconds here while I do this, because this might explain why some things are like popping. Is that there might be like a firmware update for my microphone that I don't have installed on the new hard drive. 100% could be the problem. So if the stream kind of like flickers, or maybe my microphone gets shut off, bear with me. I just got to think about it. It's been one of those days where I just haven't really been on all cylinders, but also I've been kind of have been on all cylinders. It's weird. I have moments where I just know exactly what's going on and moments where I don't know what's going on. So, yep. Just me. Actually, I may choose to create shortcut. Nah, just me. Create. So just in case, this might cut my mic for a bit. Just letting you know. Seems like we're fine. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk for a little bit. If my mic just all of a sudden just completely dies, then you'll know why. Another thing that's going to be a little bit different for tonight's stream, and usually I don't listen to external music when I'm playing Blank Desert, just because I just don't want to deal with copyright or like DMCA issues. So you'll have to forgive me if I just don't want to listen to anything other than what's already inside Black Desert. Tonight, we're going to listen to an artist by the name of I'm Kibitz. He's actually a YouTuber, content creator, Twitch streamer. He has been uploading albums to Spotify. First link down below in the description of this live stream. Let me just double check. Should have updated. If not, I might cry. Show more. Yes. Okay. So if you look at the live stream here, you can see the first link. Go check out I'm Kibitz Spotify here. This is actually for his Spotify, and if I remember correctly, it should be not that one. It's his channel right here. I'm Kibitz on YouTube. He's got almost 400k subscribers. He's doing very well for himself. I really like watching his videos. I don't know if he's actually really doing well for himself, but he's really, really cool guy. I like him a lot. You can also check out his Patreon, Twitter, and Twitch. And this is the official playlist that we'll be listening to called Stellar Outer tonight. But he has a few other ones that he's also releasing. And all these should be DMCA free, so YouTube don't come after me, okay? Just thought I'd say that. Yeah, for what it's worth, that's what we're going to be listening to for music selection tonight. We'll be getting to that momentarily, but for now, I just need to get my microphone set up and going. Blue. Run Blue Sherpa now. It's pinned down at the bottom. Did I install this? Appears that you don't have any devices connected. Excuse me? Okay, there it goes. So what, they don't use... I'm sorry. Hang on, guys. Allow me to be confused. By the way, don't judge me for my background. And yes, my background is a little bit cleaner than it once was. But am I mistaken in that unlock advanced blue voice broadcast vocal effects and Logitech G Hub for Yeti, Yeti Nano, and Yeti X? You don't do this in Blue Sherpa anymore? It's in the G Hub? What? It's all in here. Did you do NVIDIA stuff? What? So, and by the way, I'm not using any of the voice stuff, but I totally could. I just choose not to because they have presets. One day we might mess into this a little bit, but is this gonna affect anything? What is that? Is that just master output level? Is this like after you put in the gain, the thing goes to the preset? This is what it actually becomes. Hang on. It is. Whoa. Immediately difference. This is Broadcaster One, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We could also bass boost a little bit. It's a little bit more on the bassy side. I can feel it. We can also do crisp and warm, so not too bad. We can also go FM radio mode, which sounds a little different. Nothing crazy. But yeah, I don't really mess with blue voice stuff. So I just feel like it might take a little bit more resources. Yes?
Do you want an ice cream sandwich?
Do I want an ice cream sandwich? That's a great question. I kind of do.
What kind?
Where are you going?
Skeeters.
Oh. What sandwiches do they have? You don't know that information, do you?
Do you want chocolate cookie?
No.
Do you want a sugar cookie?
Snickers.
Snickers?
Snickerdoodle.
We can
Snickerdoodles.
see about that.
If not, then
they have sugar cookies.
I'm going to mute myself for a specialty. I didn't want to dox my location, guys. All right, there's a place that offers a really like local name, and I didn't want to say it out loud because it might dox me. Moving on, it's the New York souffle. So as I was saying, we are going to be playing some Black Desert. Enough of me being weird tonight, for the sake of being weird, I suppose. That's about it. As far as Black Desert goes, I haven't been doing a whole heck of a lot, to be completely... Oh, man. My dude failed his promotion. It's a darn shame. Guess I could fire him. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get him back to potential another promotion. So, yeah, just kind of going over the daily stuff. Like, if somebody were to do... I think this was a trend a while back. Maybe it still is to some degree. Of, like, what do you do in a day sort of a thing, right? Well, the first thing I do is do what this person's doing over here, which is selling boxes. And before we go any further, before we get any further, I'm going to start the playlist. And just as a heads up, too, and I know this isn't going to affect a whole lot of people, these songs aren't too terribly long. Actually, they're good, almost 2.5 minutes on most of these, and like 20. So, realistically, we might hear all these songs kind of twice. I don't have premium, and I don't care to have premium, so there's probably going to be some ads play, but I'm going to try my best to just mute them until the ads are over, because I hate ads. So we're going to just shuffle play this. And it's 45 minutes long, so we'll probably hear this at most 3 times. Ooh. Very lo-fi. So, like I said, if you guys enjoy the music, go check out I'm Kibitz on Spotify. I feel like a radio DJ now all of a sudden. Go give his record a like. Go listen to him. I'm sure he worked really hard to make good music, so go check him out. Also, if I can get a yay or nay if things are muted or mixed properly, it looks like they'll be fine, but as the stream goes on, I might get a little more tired and voice might get a little raspy. It might be competing for the volume. I don't know. So let me know. Thank you. Appreciate it. I really do feel like a DJ. Holy crap. You're listening, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to I'm Kibitz on Spotify. Ooh, yeah. Oh my gosh. That's great. Is there actually a way? Hang on a second. I used to have this overlay. Don't tell me. Oh, I still have it. What? This was from like my old Twitch days. What? Okay, I kind of have it. I just need to resize it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so give me a second to size this up real quick. Bear with me a few minutes here. I need to go to filters. Let's do 800. Because YouTube Audio Library used to be what I used to listen to for music-wise. I don't know how wide most of the songs are going to be, so we'll just kind of like do this. And then I don't know exactly how big. It's stretching it now. Most of these are about this length. Maybe a little bit longer, but that should be fine. Okay. Sorry about that. So if you ever get curious what the music is that's playing, bottom right corner. Pretty, I used to do this all the time on Twitch, but it's been a long time since I heard any music. And as he had mentioned on this music here, it is all DMCA free, so there shouldn't be any copyright issues. But I still want to give credit where credit is due whenever I listen to music on stream and stuff like that. Especially if I really like it, I can just glance over, see it on OBS, be like, ooh, that's what it's called. Yeah. So it has been about almost a day and a half since I last played Black Desert, to be honest with you guys. It's been a fresh minute or two. I was doing a little bit of Upper Gyphon yesterday, a 5-man group, but I didn't do anything this morning or last night, so it feels weird that I feel kind of rusty, but I'm not. Like, it hasn't been that long since I last played, but it's long enough. I don't know. There's no easy way for me to explain it. Dang it. Merendora. Just buy the long ones, including the experience one, because there's a hot time event going on right now. Ertin, we go. This is a new one. I fell through the ground. This can happen sometimes when you're going through and the world doesn't load fast enough. So, there's a reason how come there's an escape. That's okay. Oh, it's still on my horse. Okay. That was how long into the stream? I have no idea. Maybe like 10 minutes or so. I'll have to remember to grab that and make a clip out of it. Just Black Desert doing Black Desert thing, guys. Don't worry about it. It does feel weird to play the game again. Like, I was playing Satisfactory, which, again, huge props to I'm Kibitz for inspiring me for wanting to play Satisfactory seriously, because I haven't really given it much thought, and, like, on Satisfactory, I might get to, like, tier 5 and be like, okay, I just am tired of playing the game now, but I legitimately want to get to, like, tier 7 and 8 now, because I think they're up to at least 8, and I want to get, like, a full-on nuclear setup going. Like 100 nuclear reactors and something crazy like that in Satisfactory. That's a lot of work to do. Like, so I started doing that again last night. Just started playing, kind of getting things going, and it's been fun. But I don't know. Maybe I played so much Satisfactory that Black Desert just feels weird to play now. I don't know. Could very well be. To burn, I should be alright. So dailies that I typically do past cooking boxes, which is an easy like 200 mil if I saved up a bunch of boxes, which I actually need to start cooking again, do a little bit more box manufacturing, and or just purchasing the cooking boxes. I've been saving my money because, well, two things. One, I want to get a ton of cron stones and just tap my gear, my Tri-to-Tet Goddard, which is going to take a long time, hopefully not, to get the cron stones, and then, you know, I want to tap 10 times in a row. That's my goal. I'm going to need 100 memory fragments for it. I'm going to need like 15, I think it's 15 outfit boxes to tap 10 times, which is not crazy. It's better than like 15 for one tap, but still, it's enough where it's a grind. Thankfully, recently, I'm at 3.8 bill right now, so it's not too bad. I need to go and double check with something real quick. Just got a message real quick, so I'm gonna leave my character to AFK, enjoy the music, but I'll be right on back. Just double check. So bear with me. I need to keep an eye on my phone because somebody's texting me with some important information. So apologize about this. Usually there's like nothing going on, but seems like today's been one of those days. Okay, so where are we going? We're heading off to Ailton, Mew region, and we're gonna do Jade Starlight Forest to start. I do have enough energy where I could do the Dread Winter Tree one. It needs 200 energy for that, but I just feel lazy and I don't want to do that. We're gonna head over to Joden over here. There's also scouting in case there's like a winter tornado, because that's where the Arab Jork Wayne Winter Guardian is at. So Joden, buddy, give me your stupid plucking beards quests. Please don't be a pain in my butt today. Thank you. Plucking beards is the worst quest of these three. You can probably skip it and not feel too bad about losing 2 capstones for it. Like, I'd rather go to No, I wouldn't actually go to RBF. I'm lying right through my teeth. I hate RBF. Don't send me to RBF. Okay, nobody is here. That's good. One of the other events that's going on right now is also an item drop rate event, 50% extra, so this will automatically put me at 200. And I'll go ahead and purchase a campsite buff just because I don't plan on being here an hour, but, you know, it might happen. There's always a possibility, so. We're also going to do a level 2. Let's get our Agris. And then last thing I'm going to do is add on some more scrolls. Alright. Pets are fed for the first time. I actually remembered. Also, I have combat XP stuff going too. It's not a great spot for combat XP, but I'm not going to use scrolls, just the church buff and the 400% from my artifacts. And then the event right now is also another 400%. So realistically, I'm okay with that, honestly. Wow, the big guy, 1 beard already. That's a great sign, because that's usually the one I struggle with. Oh, hiccup. Music is very chill. I like it a lot. It's kind of weird though, because the song kind of ends like. Okay, give me a second.
There it is.
I'm Charles Holmes, The Ringer Music Show.
And I'm Cole Kushner from Dissect, and Charles and I are teaming up to create Last Song Standing, a new show where we determine an artist's single best song by debating the length of their entire catalog.
Okay. Sorry, it's an advertisement. Freaking advertisements, man. Okay. Sorry, I was ignoring advertisements. Okay, there we go. I like how these guys spawned and started to actually damage me, but couldn't actually kill me, so that was exciting. Like I said, just have a text message conversation that I have to pay attention to right now, because it's very out of the ordinary, and I don't want to just brush the person off, you know. Okay. Wait, I just realized something that might not be correct. I forgot So it's hard to keep up with gear sometimes, right? Like updating gear scores and updating gear, blah, yada, 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 whatever. Skill add-ons is something that I also changed recently, and I'm using on YouTube. When you go to stream, you can like choose a past broadcast, and essentially it takes the entire broadcast, everything that's there, like all the description, the thumbnails, everything is already like available to reuse essentially. I forgot that I updated one thing in the description of, I think, last stream before. I changed some skill add-ons ever so slightly, but it's enough of a change that if I was taking my job any more seriously than I already do, that I would have adjusted it like right away and paid attention. But am I actually going to change it? No. You guys, if you look at the skill add-ons of what I'm using right now, it's very similar. Just 2 of the abilities were changed. That's all. I guess I could also just here. Nope. There you go. Pause the video. There you go. Yeah, there you go. The reason why it's in the description is in case somebody asks, they could always just look down below and find it instead of me being like, here, let me inconvenience my time right now and just hit the K button real quick and then pause the video, It's just like, nah. But it's there. Like, imagine if I had, like, every 5 minutes or every, like, 2 minutes, somebody come into the stream and be like, what's your skill add-ons? It's like, I would love to show you, but I'm kind of busy, as you can see. So check the description. And if my bot was working in chat, then I would do, like, exclamation mark skill or, like, add-ons or something like that. But my bot doesn't work. Sometimes the subscribe thing doesn't work, like when somebody new subscribes, or if in the event somebody actually does like a tip, which is like kind of like a donation kind of thing. I'm still torn on like if I should do like a Patreon and just do everything through a Patreon and not through the tipping page, which is a Stream Elements thing, or if I should just like create a PayPal account and then people can just like send money directly through PayPal. I don't know. I'm also not at a point where I don't think I would have enough people that would be interested in financially supporting me, as I'm still a very small content creator. So, I like to have the option there in the event that somebody's like, hey, I wanna send you some money for being a cool or I almost said radical, like a very chill streamer, and I don't know, I thought about it a long time ago, and this was actually before I even had my own URL. YouTube, you have to have 100 subscribers to get your own URL. So if you type in youtube.com/DustyRoadsGaming, you'll go straight to my YouTube channel. That you get after 100 subscribers, which is kind of unique. I kind of like it, but also at the same time, you don't really need to do much on Twitch to do that. Moving on. I'm not on Twitch anymore. I just don't really like the streaming on Twitch. Something about it on like the creator side of things I just don't really like. It's not like Wayne Winter Guardian. This is like the smaller version of her, not the field boss one. There's something about streaming on Twitch. I don't know. I don't really like it. Largely because of the way that they handled the data breach that they had, where information such as like passwords and I even heard as far as like your bank account information was leaked, but I don't know if that's like the legitimacy of that. That might be just people overreacting, but the fact that they allowed that to happen in a modern digital world where you hear all the time about data information being leaked or data being hacked into and that sort of stuff, I just feel that they didn't really handle it too well. That was like the final straw that broke my back. Many of the other reasons why I don't stream on Twitch anymore, partly due to the rate at which my community was growing, I felt was very slow in comparison. Yes, I only stream like 2-3, like nowadays 3 hours a day for 5 days. But back then I would stream for I think maybe 2.5. Like I wouldn't go past 3, and now I'm like 3 is a pretty solid amount of time. I wanted to up my time, more time being active, more time being live, more potential for people to follow and start watching the streams, you know, and participating in watching content, participating in chat, you know, just things like that, you know. And there were other people that I knew that I don't know if they were just, it was like the follow for follow back nonsense, because some of the people that, like friends, relatives, well, mainly just friends, were doing that sort of follow for follow back nonsense, and they got monetized really quickly. Which took me almost like 3 years because I wasn't doing the follow for follow back thing. And then I would play games that they were playing, but they were getting more attention, I think mainly for the follow for follow back thing, but I don't know how it worked out. Twitch's algorithm, I also don't like the way that it works, because it prioritizes who has more viewers versus like people who are more relevant to what you're searching for. So if you're looking for Black Desert, it'll list in order of views or current viewers that somebody has, and those that just have more people lurking or watching, they unfortunately get preferential treatment. And I don't feel that's right. Twitch can deny it all they want. They can call me a liar for it. But 100% every time I go to Twitch, that's exactly what I see, is people who have like 1,000 viewers over somebody who's got like 2 viewers. And it's ridiculous. Even though the person with 2 viewers might be more relevant to what I'm searching, like Black Desert, Jade Starlight Forest Grind, for example, I would find somebody who's just playing Black Desert and could be like AFK fishing or something like that, and that would, because they have more viewers, that would be populated first in the result. Meaning that if you found me on Twitch, because I usually average like 1 or 2 viewers over there, and even on YouTube most of the time it feels very much the same, which is fine. Ooh, 2 embers so far. Heck, 2 though, yeah, baby. It was one of those things that if you found me, it wasn't by accident. You had to find me, and I'm very grateful that you did find me, and hopefully I made your struggle to find me worth your time. And that's honestly how I still feel about it. So many content creators, so many people out there just trying to make a name for themselves, maybe just enjoying a hobby that they do. Maybe, you know, I've seen people who just don't really, it's not that they don't care, right? It's just they don't have a sense of maybe it's just like they just are more relaxed in it. Maybe it just, I don't know why some people who have been streaming a lot less time have a better so-called success, quote, you know, however you want to look at success, would have over somebody like myself who's been doing this for almost 5 years. Like, it's very difficult sometimes for me to stay motivated having done this for so long, and to quote a very pessimistic view, have nothing to show for it. Have I made any money off of YouTube? No. In fact, Twitch I have actually made about $200, and some of that actually, it was like almost 230, 240. Some of that was actually somebody sending a tip my way, and through the Stream Elements link, which there is one down below in case you get curious. Go check it out if you want. No obligation or pressure for you to send me any money, but if you want me to do stuff with you in game, I'm not trying to say that I'm a sellout, but you know, I have done stuff in the past with other people. Like, if you want to meet a power level like 5 or 6 of your characters, I have done that before. I'm not gonna tell you what my rate is, because that's more of a private thing than anything else. It's a very private thing. No, I can get you hooked up, and we can take care of your characters. You know, at this point, I just play the game to try to help other people, and it can be very difficult to try to make my own gear progression when the game itself is designed to try to screw you over. But such is the way of Black Deserts. Yes. That being said, if anybody wants to do stuff, I mean, I wouldn't be down, but if it starts to become like, can you play the game for me, but still have me like pretend that I'm still... Sorry, that flame, I thought that little... I thought that was like a snow tornado. I got really excited there for a second. But there are, you know, it's like, kind of give you an example of somebody who would take advantage of my kindness, right? Toontown Online, when it was still a thing, Rest in peace, Toontown Online. But thank goodness we have Toontown rewritten. It's way better. There's another one I think called Corporate Clash, I think is what it's called. It's also a really good MMO too. It's not, you can't really use Disney in them because Disney is a licensed brand and, you know, it's a registered trademark, and it's just, it can get really bad. But anyways, the type of people that I would help out, right? They might be like a low-level character. I would say Toon because that's more of the jargon, but I'll just keep it very generic. I'm a very late game player, and I go around trying to help out new players. And the new player, the reason why I'm helping them is actually for a task of my own to help out a newer player. And I used to accept those all the time, but then it became a hassle. It became, well, you helped me kill like 5 of these enemies, but I need to go and kill 40 buildings. And I'll just be like, go hop to it then, dude. Like, what started off as me just casually helping out became this obsessive, I need you to play this game with me because nobody else will play the game with me. I can tell you why. It starts with your mentality. Like, it happened recently in Black Desert too. If anybody, if these two people are watching, then oh well, but I helped out one night. I was having a hard time sleeping, and I messed up my sleep schedule bad for like a week. It's getting better. It's more normal nowadays, but I'm still getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning these days. Going to bed before like 11 p.m. I feel like an absolute boomer, but you know, it's what happens. Aging. It's what happens. So I was it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I saw that somebody was doing a whale hunt. I was like, you know, I could probably help out. So I offered my assistance. I went over, helped them out and stuff. And the person who was driving the boat, if it was not their first time doing a whale hunt, it felt like it. Like they didn't know where the whale was gonna go. They just, I don't know. They didn't have a fast boat. They were just complaining the whole time about how we weren't shooting it. And it's like, well, you're not close enough. It was just a miserable time for like an hour almost. And it was like 20 minutes into it, I was just like, I'm just going to hop off this boat. I'm going to swim back to my cog that I have. I'm going to get my galleys because they had like a Bartali sailboat, which is like the smallest boat in the game. It's not a bad boat, but it doesn't have like any skills. It's terrible, especially for a whale hunt. So I got my galleys, and my main character here, she is a skilled sailor, which means that she can do breezy sails. And breezy sails is a very quick, it's kind of like instant excel on your horse.
Did you hear about the house at the end of the block? AT&T fiber just came to the neighborhood.
So thanks a lot, AT&T. Are you paying me? No, I didn't think so. Anyways, so I just got to think, if you want to not listen to these advertisements either, you could support me and I could get premium. No, I'm not going to do that. I do not care to get premium, and I might have other ways. If I can get in contact, possibly, and like find a way to like purchase an album, like, because I think you can do that on Spotify, can't you? Like download the whole album. You not have like a premium subscription, but it would like I don't know how that would actually work. I don't think Spotify would actually work like that, like the way I'm thinking. But yeah, it's just something that I think would be very cool. For Spotify, wink wink, but still be able to support the people that you listen to. Like, they would just know how many times you listen to a song and it would count toward it. But, you know, advertisements make the world go round, the world go round. It's gonna make me money one day whenever I get monetized. Yay. I hope not. I hope by that point people will just be like, here, have a membership, and ads won't be a thing like that. They're just so obtrusive, they're so annoying, they're so invasive on your personal and private space. I really don't like ads, but it's a topic for a different time. So whale hunt, back to the story at hand. These two here, past bedtime, oh my gosh. These two individuals, they had been at it for I don't know how long before I joined them. I got my galleys over there. I piloted the boat while they shot. We got another person involved, so there was 3 shooters and myself piloting the boat. And like 20 minutes later, the whale was dead. It wasn't too bad, right? I was like, okay, you know, it's not too bad. You know, I got close to the end of my goal here, and they were doing the goal as well, which is the hunting advancement quests. When you talk to your Black Spirit inside the game, I don't know at what point you actually unlock it or get the quest, but if you go to Guide, which is underneath 4, you can get these advancement quests. So those were the ones that they were doing underneath hunting. And hunting has you hunt whales, as well as calcs and many other creatures to hunt. Right now, I'm actually, I think, at 44, and that's blue whale molars, which is a rare drop from blue whales. So one night, I was having difficulty sleeping again. It was like 1 in the morning. After like 2 hours of sleep, I was just wide awake. I couldn't go back to sleep. I tried, believe you me, I tried. And I'm playing the game and stuff, right? One of them sends me a message. Hey, are you down to whale hunt? This is like the very next night after I helped them do the first whale. The other one sends me a message and says, hey, if you want, we're doing a whale. You know, bring some other people if you want too. And yes, my unfortunate thing was I accepted their friend request. One of them is actually more chill because he's like, hey, if you want to, no pressure. But the other one's like, get over here, very demanding, right? The one who's very demanding then sends me a private message saying, I see that he is on. And all I could do is just sit there while I'm playing the game actively, but trying to act like I'm AFK. I was just like, how dare you sit there and be like, well, I see he's on. He must be active. Like, there are people who AFK all night. I'm one of them. It's called workers, you know, or like AFK fishing or something all night long. I will leave my computer on all night. It's what I do, you know. The only time that I'm not playing Black Desert is when maintenance occurs, and typically that's when the game says failed to connect because they shut down the servers. So, you know, it's just like, how dare you sit there and be like, well, you must be active. I know that you're online. So I just continued doing what I was doing. I kept checking the party ads, and it kept saying whale hunt. I kept seeing the name of the person who was just being very, demanding, and I was just like, nope, not gonna help out. There was another whale hunt. A couple days later, the one who was more chill about it, he sent me a message. He, she, they, them. I don't know. Pronouns are stupid, anyways. Mankind, that's what I call it. So they sent me a message, and they're like, hey, you know, we're doing another whale hunt. Would you be interested? And I was like, yeah, sure. You know, I'd go check it out. It's a better time of the day. I think it was like 2 p.m. or something like that. And went over, I got my galleass over. The first whale was actually over by Portaferia, I think the Calfian Sea. This whale was over in the Media Sea. So we went over there, and I transported my boat to Ilya Islands. Elia Island? Elia. I don't know. The island out there, and managed to get over there with my cog about the time that the boat was transported. Hopped on my boat. Everybody ditched his boat, which was almost dead. And then they were like, you know, I'm working on trying to get it upgraded because I really like how fast your boat was, Dusty. And I was like, hey, you know, it's a galleass for you. And they're like, I just can't wait to get it. I'm so close to it. I said, best of luck to you, because it took a while to get. And I was pre-ordering things too. So yeah, I haven't gotten a message from them for about a week now, especially the one who's being very demanding, because it's like, no, first off, nobody is paying me to help you, first off. Second off, chill with the attitude. You're not entitled. Stop trying to act like you are. And that sort of mentality is the thing that I hate the most in MMOs like this, where people are just entitled to it. You're in my spot. I kill you now. It's like stupid crap like that just really annoys me. That being said, if you do want to have me help, provided that I am able to or might want to, because there are just times I just don't want to do specific things like grinding, then, you know, I'll be more than happy to help out. I was helping out a streamer not too long ago. I think it's the Red Ryu or Ryu Red, something like that, on Twitch. I don't remember the name now. I think it's Ryu Red. Ryu the Red. That's the name. RYU THERED.
He was instrumental, being one of the very first people actually to help bring hype and attention to Black Desert before it was introduced here in North America. So he's one of the OGs, and I have better skill or gear score than he does, which is kind of sad, but he's also a Musa, so it doesn't really matter. Moving on, though, the interesting thing, speaking about Musas and all that, we'll go to that thought after this one. It didn't matter to me that he was a streamer, that he was on Twitch. It was just, I saw a party ad for him, and I was like, I vaguely remember watching this guy, like, lurking in his stream about a week ago. And sure enough, I pulled him up, and he was live, and I was like, yo, dude. So I hit follow on him, tried to, help lurk and stuff. But he was going for a few, like, partnerships and other things like that with Pearl Abyss, and I haven't actually checked with him to see how it actually went. But, it's very interesting. It doesn't matter to me your social position, doesn't matter to me, like, your ethnicity or your social status. What matters to me is more so that you'll just be nice. It's that simple. Yes, there is a hierarchy. Yes, there are people that are higher up on the hierarchy who don't want to be there. There are people on the lower end of the hierarchy that don't want to be there either. There's a tiered system, if you will, in culture, in society, but you don't have to act like you're better or that you're above doing something. It's that simple. That being said, if somebody is like that, I will not be associated with them willingly. If I find out after the fact that somebody's like that, then, well, I didn't know. So, but if I know somebody's like legitimately like that, I will do my best not to be associated with them. Bad character corrupts good company or something like that. I can't remember the exact quote. That might be close, but, moving on to other stories. This is just like me just talking about random stuff, in case you haven't noticed by now. Forgot what I was going to say. Frost Flame. Flame of Frost. That one. The Libresca Flame. I have sold 2 by now. I'm not going to say how many hours that I've grinded here, because I don't know for sure. I don't grind for a full hour every time I go to do dailies. Sometimes it's like today where it's going to be a little bit more than like 30 minutes. We've barely done like 26, and I've barely done like half the kills. So this might be a full hour or pretty darn close to it, like 45, 50 minutes, depending on kill rate. But yeah, it's just ever since getting my first flame and getting the Libresca helmet, I just have had zero need to actually go and keep track of any hours. So I'll do maybe like 10k trash loot. It's about the time I get 300 kills, and move about my day to other locations. So I don't track how many hours I have done at this point. I just know that it's probably over 100 at this point in Jade, and have gotten 2 flames in the process from crafting, and I've gotten a 3rd one from a drop. The drop happened about 40 pity pieces in, 41, 42, somewhere around there. And then the 2 other pieces, the very first 100 craftable was done, I think, almost 50 hours? 45, somewhere around there. And I couldn't tell you how long the second one was, because it wasn't just Jade on the second one. There was a lot of witch tokens that I got, and witch tokens typically give 2 to 3 embers. And then the other one is Mirawak Labyrinth. If you do the entire hour and a half event where you go to Versailles' room and beat the final boss, you actually can get upwards. I've had almost 4 several times, but it's typically also 2. Plus any that Versailles might also drop one, so typically it's like 3 to maybe 4. So it's not bad. A lot of it depends on clear rate and just mob prioritization and stuff like that. And also drop rate. Heavily inspired by drop rate. Sometimes I'll clear the entire room, like the entire hour, 25 minutes or hour and a half, and I'll get like, what is it? Sometimes I'll get like barely 10 of the carapace to then get the RNG boxes at the end. Other times I'll get like near almost 20. So complete RNG based. instead. Dang, I got stunned. Come on, get up. Get up. Get up on up. Get up on up. What? Get on up. That's what I was trying to say. Get up on up. Oh, man. Telling you guys. There's been so many of these singular elite dudes. That's why my kill rate is terrible right now. Holy. Also, this guy is going to make my character move very slow. I almost said hecka slow, because that's what you say to be cool, right? It's going to make my character move hecka slow. Better watch out. I might get in trouble with the curse police now. Oh, boy. Yep, there it goes. Whoop. Rip. Okay. It's 6,700 right there. There's been so many elites. That's why my clear rate is terrible right now. I might actually have to go an hour just because the clear rate is terrible. The other two dailies are done, by the way. It's just the one about killing 300. Which sounds weird to say out loud, considering the movie. 300. You know, the whole Spartans and Romans and all that fun stuff. You guys just fall to the ground? Oh wait, no, never mind. It's a jade lamp. I really, really dislike these lamp keepers, guys. There's something about their iframe, there's something, or wireframe at the very least. It's so weird. I don't like it. Can I just get one of you to pop? I just go right through them all the time. It's like they're translucent or something. They don't exist. And here's another big one singular elite guy. For every one of these, by the way, it takes me enough time that I could clear 2 packs. And this one guy, I could technically get 10 kills if I had 2 of the largest packs in the area, which is a 5-pack. 5-pack being 2 of the medium guys and 3 of the small guys, which is what the next pack is going to be. I could clear 2 of those packs by the time it takes me to clear one singular elite guy.
Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO, Showtime.
We're fine. Advertisements, guys. They're not paying me to advertise on stream. I can play the same game back with them. There are many things in life that I feel that should be free. One of them is music streaming. I mean, they also should allow you to buy an album on Spotify, or, you know, maybe I can actually buy I'm Kibit's music, like support him there. It would be kind of cool though if because there's a few people that I watch on YouTube for music stuff. I don't watch a lot of stuff about music. I have a very specific niche people that I do watch. People about video game music, or just people just music in general, like weird, wacky sound effects and that sort of stuff. I'm an audio nerd when it comes to that sort of stuff. I just really like the sound of it all. It sounds really weird and somewhat kind of dirty, but I trust me, it's not. But you know, it's one of those things that I just wish that some things in life were more easily accessible. Maybe not necessarily free, but just not riddled with so much advertisements. My gosh, it's annoying. The other guy I watch, Andrew Huang, he has a lot of music on YouTube's audio library probably back when he was maybe first creating music, just to, you know, get his name out there. He created a lot of music on YouTube underneath his name, and I'm sure it generated like a free advertisement for him, really, for people to go check out his channel and, you know, check out more of his weird music experiences and not just experiences, but experimentations and experiments. But he has like a Patreon where if you support him over there, you can just download like thousands and thousands of audio tracks. And that sort of style, I wonder if that's, you know, mainly because we're also listening strictly to Kibbitz music. I wonder if he's going to do something like that in the future, where if people support him on Patreon, he can like introduce like tiers where if you just want like his music or something like that, that you can download his music for supporting him on Patreon. But you know, that's just kind of where I think that things like Patreon allow people to have hobbies and make a living off of it. Like, it's the beauty of the internet, guys. Crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, you know. That's why Kickstarter is so popular. GoFundMe is a very interesting website too in that regard, but they also get bad raps because of scams and such, and it's partly why I don't want to do any of that stuff yet, to be honest with you guys. And the main one still being that, you know, the very first time I ever had somebody be like, hey, where's a donate button? Whether they were referring to an actual, like, I want to financially support you, or if they were talking like the game that I was playing, I don't know. But it did get me thinking to the point, like, what if somebody were to come along and be like, hey, I want to give you $20. How can I do that? I wouldn't have an option to. It's a weird, like, gray area that I don't feel too comfortable about wanting to have or wanting to do. But at the same time, I know how necessary it is in order to live in this modern world that we are all experiencing in different levels of our lives, if you will. Not to wax philosophically, but, you know, it's true. Yes, 3 Kaffir stones, yes. Another singular elite guy that would take me the time to kill 2 packs. Let's do my E-buff. See if it might be a little bit faster. Should, but, you know. I also need to prioritize this totem. I don't know if he's dying faster because I hit the E-buff or because I actually just stopped talking for more than 10 seconds so then I can actually focus. I want to say probably because I stopped talking and was focused. Come on, there we go. A little bit more. There we go. 6 Kaffir stones. Alright, so we have another 78 more to kill, and then, defeat. You gotta be PC these days or something like that. It's like, I couldn't help but just, like, continue to repeat what the title... Ooh, we're at 56.999%. 57.000%. Shuriken Necropolis, the weekly, it's you purify the Shurikens. You don't kill them, you don't defeat them, you purify them. And ever since then, it's like, we're not killing guys, we are purifying. They are corrupt souls lost to the darkness. We're doing the world a favor. Yes. We're not doing something illegal and potentially bad by murder. No. It's purifying. There we go. Please, thank you. There's been so many elites. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up with like maybe 11 or 12k trash loot when I normally get like 9 to 10 here. One, we're having to go longer in terms of time because the amount of elites we've gotten is just ridiculous. But also, two, just the it really is just that, actually. Just there's another singular elite that I could kill 2 packs in the same time it takes me to kill this guy, this singular guy. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe it's just an elite big guy, the Winter Keeper. I don't know. Maybe it's an hour about him. It's all about you, big guy. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Hit him with back. Lay the pressure on thick. And he's dead. 150 trash loot, 12. That's actually 2 2/5 capstones. Wow, I have a lot of ancient spirit dust. 19 capstones already. That's before the 20 for the day, by the way. And now, some people might have noticed, why are you getting capstones? I just saw, you know, that you have Libresca and Falling God. Well, little Timmy, no. Well, you see, there's 2 other gear pieces that I need C10, and they both are, as of right now, C7 and C7. So I still need like, I think it's like 7k capstones to get both of them to C10. And as it is right this second, I think, double check this, I think I might have like 600. Oh, well over 600. We almost have 700 actually. Jeez. So doing the dailies here typically will give you, depending on drop rate, RNG, you know, excluding here, you'll get 20 for doing the dailies. And then we got a Wayne Winter Guardian who gave me like 12 capstones, like a little over 10. So I've gotten at least maybe another 10 or so from just drop rate. And then Ancient Spirit Dust, we've also got like another 30. So far we're sitting at about 70 capstones for just Jade Winter, or Jade Starlight Forest. I kept wanting to say Jade Starlight Winter Forest, but that's not right. That's 2 locations combined together. Mirawak is a kind of a similar story, actually. For the entire event, provided that it does take you more than an hour, RNG withstanding, you'll get 30 for the dailies, 10 for each quest, and then typically from the boss you might get, I'd say like 5 to 10 maybe capstones. And then any Ancient Spirit Dust or capstones that you would get from drops, which they did increase recently, like within the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Or maybe it's longer, actually, 3 or 4. It's been about a month now. But they increased not only the junk loot silver per item, but also the amount of capstones that you get in an hour from the other elite mobs, like the egg brooding, what are the other ones? The earth shaking, the little like. They're still elite mobs, but they're not like the commanders or the generals that appear in Mirawak. They drop extra capstones or have a higher increased rate for capstones, which is nice. So, on average, from Mirawak and Jade, I can average somewhere in the ballpark of, like on the low end, like 90 capstones. But on the more high end, like almost 200 just from these 2 daily spots. Especially since the buff to Mirawak a couple weeks back. On average, I'd say maybe about 100 to 150. At least maybe 120, unless you're having terrible RNG. It's also including the craftable from Ancient Spirit Dust. And then on top of that, the money's not terrible either. From the 2 spots, I mean, solo grinding, it's not, you know, like, it's not insane money like maybe Centaurs with Agris and stuff like that, but for Jade being yellow and Agris, that's at least 200 to 300 mil, kind of depends. And then Mirawak is also with just a level 2. I'm not gonna use like Agris there because it's just not. Oh, there's another singular guy again. Mirawak will give like another like 200 to 300 mil as well. So typically I get about 500 mil just doing these 2 daily spots, which we're gonna go to Mirawak next, by the way, in case anybody's curious. If I get a witch token, that'd be great, but I probably, unless Mirawak goes really well tonight, I don't think we'll have time for that. By really well, I mean it doesn't take a full hour and a half. Alright. 273. We have 27 more to go. Alright. I love being stunned. I found it interesting. That Pearl Abyss added a forum recently for player suggestions or feedback for classes. And if you guys ever want fan fiction for Shies, just go there, because people are making all these overly dramatic stories about how Shy is completely just not playable. It's not viable, and it's like, this is the community that we're raising, Black Desert. This is the community. These are the guys. Like, this is it. This is all the game is Shy Desert Online. No, it's not Shy Desert Online. Never has been. Entitled people, man. Jeez. In all seriousness, I'm joking, but in all seriousness, Shies have their use. They're very versatile. They're very, very powerful. In fact, some Shies that I have actually spectated in locations cleared the spot way faster than me. You know, a class that I perceive to be an assassin class. A class that's supposed to be able to do tons and tons of DPS. The fact that a Shy, what I perceive to be a support class, is capable of doing that hurts, like, a lot. It's like, you know, you go up to a kid and promise him to give him a puppy, and then, you know, you just give him a stuffed animal. It's horrible, you know. Expectation versus reality, you know. It's a gut check for sure. And that Shy, at the spot I'm referencing, if anybody needs to know, is Gyfin Underground. And that Shy was less DP and less AP than me, and they were able to half-chunk mobs. This is before the recent nerfs, by the way. But able to half-chunk mobs from half HP down to death. And there's not a single skill that I could do that would do that. So the entire forum, the first couple of hours I went there and looked, besides the person, the game developer, I can't remember what their GM name was, but them and one other person on the first page out of 10 what are they, posts? Yeah, about 10 posts. Between the GM and that one other person talking about, I think it was Awakened Guardian or Awakened Dark Knight, one of the two. It was nothing but Shies and giving these horribly MS Paint sort of line art, please don't nerf Shy, revert the changes. It's grow up. Gosh. Second page, the entire 10 posts was about Shy. Do you realize what you've done to Shy? You've made it completely impossible to play the class. Third page, there was somebody else about, I think it was Dark Knight as well, Awakened Dark Knight. Somebody about Awakened Warrior, and then the rest was Shy. The class is unplayable. It's gosh dang you people. Dude, we're not talking about the dark web. Shut up, Spotify. You have a Glyphin. You know, it's just... There's something about people complaining about Shy being just this squishy, not so good class anymore. It's was it ever really meant to be this good? Seriously, honestly, answer me the question. Shy's not superb in PvP, I'll give you that, but it should not be able to do what it does at Gyfin as easy as it does. It really shouldn't. And that's just more so my opinion, but, you know. Opinions be danged. You're a Kuno, you don't matter. A Shy is what matters, you know? Just Shy elitism, you know? Anyways, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody who plays a Shy class. Clearly, I'm being a bit dramatic and a bit cynical, really, about it, but it's just something about it. Really, you're gonna complain that Shy support class, whatever. I've spoken my piece about it. I've spoken my piece about it. Moving on, let's go to Mirrorwhack. Let me get off my soapbox now. I'm sure that anybody who was watching who's a Shy class, they've clicked away. Or maybe you feel the same, you know, sort of disdain against your Shy brethren and sisters. I don't know. But it's just annoying. I'm sure it's annoying to hear somebody complain about it for as long as I have been, so. How long am I going for? That is an excellent question. Maybe 2 hours. Maybe 8:30 tonight. I want to do another spot, and that's on a... Oh, I saw Did I see a one? No, I didn't. Okay. On a good run, it could take an hour, 25 minutes. But lately, it's been kind of finicky. Sometimes it'll be an hour 30. Sometimes it's almost an hour 35. Will you be joining John and I tonight? It depends on the game. For those of you curious, he is literally sitting right next to me. I could turn the camera and expose him, but you know. I know he also probably doesn't want to interrupt the stream either, but you know. I can also see him typing out of the corner of my eye too. Okay, let me do this. Give me 2 seconds. Let's grab 40 of these bad boys. Do this. So this will get us another 40 capstones because I managed to get over that 200. I do have the 200 capstones in here, 250. How many do I need for the next level? 7 to 8, I think is what I need, right? 7 to 8, yeah. So I go to, is it this one? Yeah. Caffrey's calculator. I have a pen, boss grade gear, armor. Current level is 7. I need to go to 8, and I need 1,194 capstones. This lovely number right here. So I need a total of 3.5 billion. Technically, I could buy the capstones that I need, but I don't know how many capstones I ultimately have. Caphorus, let me get my handy dandy calculator because my brain is way too tired for this. 40 plus 462 plus 257. It's 759. 759. So I would only need 435 more capstones. So I would need to do the dailies, which I've only done half the dailies today, mind you. If I were able to do the full dailies, I think I calculated it to be like almost a month. So if I just saved my money. What happened to the? Oh, the music's a little different on this one. It's also covering my webcam a little bit. That's fine. Let me move this to maybe y'all. As long as it's in front of everything, it should be fine. Didn't even notice that. Yeah, as long as the dailies, as long as I could do them and get about 200 capstones a day, I think this would be, let's see, so 2,2943 times by 2. So this is how many capstones I need right now. Actually, hang on a second. 3702 times by 2. And then minus, how many was that? 759. So I need 6,645 capstones divided by, let's say 200. This is 200 a day. It would take me 33 days to do both my gear up to the highest level of 10 without spending any money. I could spend money, like, I have 3 bill right now, so technically speaking, I could probably get like 1 gear up to it if there was on the marketplace, but I'm not going to worry about that. It's not worth it. I'm talking to John in the background, try to be quiet. I don't care, man. You can go ahead and scream, shout, yell, play Metallica. Actually, don't play music, but anyways, moving on. Let's head over to what was I gonna do? I was gonna head over to that one place, Mirawak. How many Caphras? I could purchase about 100, but let's take a look for premium outfits again because I check this every once in a while. There are none on the marketplace. Yay! Okay, so Sanguine. Let's go ahead and burn a lawn outfit, shall we? Because people are wanting to get them for relatively cheap. Nay, I say to you, nay. I want to get a copyright strike with Metallica. It's fine. We're listening to I'm Kibitz tonight on Spotify. Go check him out. First link down in the description. He's not paying me to advertise him, but you know. He's a fellow content creator on YouTube, Twitch streamer. Works really hard on his Satisfactory videos, and he mentioned that he was dropping playlists and art. Blah, blah, blah. He was dropping the albums, and I got interested enough to go check him out tonight. So, freaking Spotify Premium though. Freaking advertisements, man. I swear. right, so we're off to Mirawak. Mirawak. Miro? Miro. I don't know. If I were to say it more American, Mirawak. Murawak. Murica. Yeah, we'll go with Murawak. Alright. We're in the Murawak. And, yeah, this spot is fun. For many reasons. One, it's just annoying to get to the final room. Unless somebody else made progress. I think the time is saved server side, but I think it still takes like an hour and a half, so. Whereas, do you feel it is right next to the song playing? Yes. What? The what? Are you talking the words on the bottom right? Because that is the song playing, yes. Okay, I need to drink some water. Give me a second. Oh my gosh, okay. Feed my workers, because they're apparently hungry. They work 24/7, guys. They work harder than I do. Okay, moving on. Let's head over into, I don't know if I want to be in this server though, but it'll be fine. We'll head over to Mirawak Labyrinth. So this region's a little interesting. I know I've covered it a few times on stream and stuff, but it has a certain charm to it, if you will, in that it's basically a swarm spot. That's pretty much the best way to describe it. There's a ton of mobs that appear at a 360 around you. I'm just also heading south here to check. Sometimes there's other people in other rooms, but I don't see anybody, so I think we're pretty much going to be left here by ourselves. I don't know if multiple people makes it faster or slower either, by the way, but we are going to use level 2 scrolls. And the other thing that I want to use is campsite buff when this one expires. So I will leave myself a timer for 5 minutes, but I will try my best to pay attention to it. Let's go ahead and retop off the pets, and we are good to go. So Mirawak is interesting for a couple of reasons. I forgot one thing. Hang on. Clock. Give me the clock. Where's the timer? No, it's stopwatch. I need to get this timer going. This is the last time I did Mirawak, so we'll just reset and get back into the game. So Mirawak has a very interesting mechanic. Every 12 minutes, the room closes up. It's done spawning mobs. It's done being, grindable spot for about a minute. And after that minute, the next room kind of opens up. You can also just interact with the giant cave looking thing over there, and you can go to a different room if you so choose. You don't have to. If you like the room that you're in, you can stay in there the entire time. The interesting thing about it, though, despite being like a load screen, is that after so many cleared rooms, I don't know if it's like a time-based thing. Like if I were to purposely die halfway through a floor and then come back like 10 minutes later or something like that, and then continue my time, like my timer. I haven't done intensive research into this. Mirawak is also not a place that a lot of people really go to, so it's kind of hard to even find people who are willing to actually quote-unquote waste time here. Mirawak was very subpar when it first came out, and first impressions are everything. Like, if it was as popular or it was as good as Centaurs, you bet your fancy everybody would be going here, but it didn't have a very impressionable first, impression. It wasn't very impressionable when it first came out, and as a result, it's just not a place people go to, despite giving some decent loot. You have like different essences that can drop here. You have embers that can drop here for the flame, the Labresca flame. The actual flame could drop here as well. You have, not sure if iridescents can drop here. I'm trying to check. Iridescents do not drop here, but there's the entire loot table in case you're curious. You can also check it out in game 2 and get more in-depth look at all the intricacies. But those heavenly essence things, they are more of the rare things to get here, despite being kind of bizarre. You need an Olicus crystal that might sound familiar to some of you. Olycus is the Olin's spot, where if you guys have been following me for some time now, you know that I want to grind one of these days. But due to your class isn't meta enough to be at the spot long term, if you're just going to grind for the outfit box, you'll fit right in. But after that, it's just not worth your time. You know, that sort of mentality. It's just a mentality I have a problem with in general. It's not just shy that I have a problem with. It's that mentality of like, it's not as good enough as my class. My class is better. Striker in every way, shape, and form. And PvE is way better. And that might be true, but would I enjoy the class? That's more or less where I come down to. Yes, I don't play in high definition graphics. And if that's news to you, I mean, you can see yourself out if you don't like it, you know? But at the same time, in the same breath, it doesn't matter how you play the game. I'm going to play it differently. And if I want to go against the meta, if I want to be anti-meta, I will. It's that simple. I enjoy hula hooping. I enjoy the Kuno class as a whole. The amount of AoEs and stuff that she has is ridiculous. I really like Awake Kuno. But does that mean that my class is better? Nah. On paper, in some situations, she is better. In most situations, or as everybody else on the internet, it feels like, wants to say, Kuno is not as good as any other class in the game, when there are classes like Shy that outperform Kuno in some areas. So, you know, it's something I try not to think about, something I try not to focus on, and just say, you know what, F those opinions, I'm just going to play the class that I enjoy playing. And if I'm not having fun with the game, if I don't enjoy the game, there's no point in playing it. Plain and simple. Is there a multi-pot system for MP? Oh. Someone in my guild said they looks like they just got the Mark Thanon's Gland, which is the piece you get at Tashira Ruins for the mana potion. There's no so the health potion, there's like a scaled health potion where you can get like a small one and a medium one and a large one. There's the 5-minute timer. Let me get my campsite buffs going again here. Let me just full stop for a second. Get another hour, because if we're going to be here an hour, I might as well use it. Extra drop rate is nice. The mana potions is not like that at all. You have to have all 3 of the pieces and make the full potion. There's no like miniature mana potion, which just feels really stupid to me that they would do that only for health potion, but not mana. I guess it would make some sort of sense that, you know, at the very least, health potion is what every class needs, and mana is not what every class needs. But would it have killed them to actually implement that, like a small mana potion? Like, it doesn't even need to be that great. A small health potion isn't even that great, to be completely honest. It's free, yeah, you know, it's a permanent, you know, free amount of HP, but it's not like, oh, poggers, I'm gonna go battle in RBF now because I have a small potion. No. You could, but no. Not worth. Not value. I don't know. I wish they would have done that for mana potion too, because it makes 0 sense otherwise. I just feel, in some decision making, I feel like PA needs more people, like more of a creative inlet. And if partnered streamers or partnered content creators actually get a say, why is nobody saying anything about it? At least publicly. Like, there's so many decision making that just don't make any logical sense whatsoever. And I'm not talking like the unfairness of the enhancement system. I'm talking like simple quality of life things, so like the smaller mana pot, for example. Imagine people who grind like Witch or Wizard or even like Ranger or Archer to a certain degree. I'm sure, I don't really know for sure on those two, but I know Witch and Wizard, they use a lot of mana potions. Awakened Dark Knight can be very mana pot heavy as well. So it just stands to reason that there are people that would like to and would need to have a miniature mana pot, but no, you're not allowed to. You only can do that with the health potion. Makes 0 sense whatsoever. That being said, I'm not looking for a job. PA, don't hire me, please, for the love of everything. Although, if you want to take my more creative, what's the word I'm looking for? Creative and logical, ideas, and maybe think about them for more than just 2 seconds. Feel free, I suppose. Just credit me. That's all I care about. Shout me out, and I'll be a voice for the people. I'll be the PvE life scum, and just be the voice of the people. Be the voice for the people who aren't heard. Like how grinding is the way to make money. I absolutely hate it. I really do. I've grown accustomed to it, but note how I didn't say, oh, I love it. I don't. I really dislike grinding in this game because it is the same boring, monotonous thing, and there's little variation. Go over to Marowak. It's not that much different than, say, Sonals or even like Hex Sanctuary, even though I can't grind there. It's just a matter of like gear score and stuff, and to a certain extent it's kind of what life skilling is, but at least going from life skilling to grinding, it's enough of a break where the game doesn't get very boring. The biggest issue with it, though, is that the amount of money you make while grinding versus gathering the gap is like Mount Everest to I would say like the Mariana Trench. I don't know if that's the deepest part of the earth, but it's a huge gap, all right? It makes very little sense to me why they don't have it more balanced. Like, granted, I've only been playing the game for about 2 years now, so I don't know what it was like back in the day. But a lot of people on Reddit, they like to say how gathering and grinding used to be very neck and neck. You can get the same or about the same amount of money doing gathering as you would in grinding. Personally, and this is just my 2 cents, they should make gathering at least 90% of the money that you would normally get from grinding, you could get from gathering. At least 90%. Here's why. Gathering is limited to a certain resource called energy. Yes, you can do things to get max energy, but even if you were to balance it from the top down, those that have a ton of energy, at most they can do what, maybe 4 hours a day? Grinding, technically speaking, you can do infinitely, provided that you're awake and you can actually play the game and you don't feel burned out, etc., etc. It's basically infinite. There's no end in sight to grinding. But yet, besides like weapon repair and stuff like that, but if you have a campsite, let me just repair real quick. How hard was that? Whereas life skilling is completely different. You invest all this money into the gear, and enhancing life skill or life clothes, Manos clothes, is a huge silver waste just to get to Tet. And that's not even going to pen. Like 6% for pen, and if it fails, it goes down. There's no way to cron it. There's no way to guarantee it. There's no way to do any of that stuff. At least with Jetana's gear, you can actually guarantee a pen boss grade gear. So Manos gear, it's more of an investment to get into, but is it really worth it? I ran a test recently to find out if cooking all day long was going to be worth it. Granted, what I did, though, was I just purchased the sub meals for Valencia meals, and then I sold whatever I got. I lost like 20 million, and that's with nearly 1,500 mastery. You need a full 2,000 mastery to have cooking be even somewhat relevant. Some people are like, oh, I can make like 5 billion a day cooking all day long. Well, good for you. You're one of the very, hashtag blessed people who actually have pen Manos gear. I don't have that. And I'm not going to get it anytime soon. At least with boss grade gear, you can relatively get within, I'd say, a year's time of you playing the game. Provided you do a season and you go through the whole process, you could probably get boss grade gear relatively early on. Especially if you join a guild or have friends that can help you along the way and get you to that point where you can get boss grade gear. Especially with boss grade event like what's going on now with Patricio at night and stuff like that. Gear is just so easy to get now. Like, let's take a look at gloves, for example. Libers, there's 18 at base for 124 mil. A 10.8 bill for a pen right now. 11.6 actually, but you can take this one here and say, I want it to be a level 5. That's 126 mil right there. It's so stupid to me how easy it would be nowadays to do it versus when I first started, mainly because I didn't have seasons when I first started. So by the time that I actually got a season character and actually got it leveled up and stuff, my main character, who I'm playing now, was actually not my main character. My main character was my second Kuno, who was Secession, who I grinded at the Sheer Ruins for the longest time because I didn't know a thing or two about grind spots or where was a good place to grind. I just was grinding somewhere nearby Duvenkroon because I liked Duvenkroon. That's about it. Nowadays, it's like, yeah, I can go to Upper Gyfin and earn like half a bill in an hour if I really wanted to. If I was in a group with other people, then, or like special deals or, you know, selling everything that we get above, you know, like green grade or even like blue grade, you can make, you know, almost a bill an hour. Just kind of depends on how many belts dropped and that sort of stuff. But it really is something just annoying to me about how grinding is such the way to make money, but yet there's like a handful of people that are like, yeah, I can make like 400 mil an hour hunting feather wolves, or granted that was before the nerf there, but there's a lot of different ways you can make money in the game, and gathering, unfortunately, unless you have really good late game gear, I don't feel it's worth it. And I know that if they balance it from the bottom up, that just makes those with that extra gear that much more profitable. But I don't know. I'm just not very satisfied with the way that the game's meta is. And I hate meta gaming in general, so wrong game to play, I know, but here we are. What can I see them improve or change? I'm not a game designer, guys. I have ideas, but I don't think they'll be listened to, A, and B, I doubt that they would actually implement them. Like, some places for gathering, for example, they have like rare drops. This is one that I think would be very nice, and this would kind of equalize it out a little bit. Raise the cost of elixirs on the marketplace, especially those that people get for Olins. Do you know that one of the items that you need is a truffle mushroom? Do you know how hard it is to get truffle mushrooms? For people who just do combat and don't care about truffle mushrooms, don't care about the woes of life skillers, truffle mushrooms are not easy to get by. They're very difficult. They require you to run around the entire map, and there's a cave that has like 6 of them in there that is almost always constantly harvested. Constantly. So that sounds like a really rare item, right? Sounds like, you know, there's not a lot of, you can't really like put it in farms. There's a truffle mushroom seed in the game, but you can't plant it. You cannot acquire that item. It's in the code, but it doesn't exist inside the game. It's really weird. I did a lot of research into truffle mushrooms because it became my obsession for like 3 days. Those truffle mushrooms, it took me 3 days to get 600. Granted, on and off, like 2 hours here and there, but still, almost, I'd say like 8 hours to get 600 of those bad boys. And that's with a mastery of at least 1500, at least. If not pretty darn close to it. Try Manos on everything, and then a Tet Gatherer, and in my case, the hoe that I have is a Tet. So you do the math on how much mastery I get from that. But still, you would think that's a lot of hard work. You know, you spend a lot of time getting those. Let me just full stop for a minute. 93,500 silver. There's over 709,000 pre-orders, and it's 100,000 a piece. If I were to go ahead and purchase 1,000, it is 100 million. That's not that much money. For being something that I could barely get 600 in like 8 hours, I made 100 million silvers worth of truffle mushrooms in 8 hours. 100 million. Whereas I can make 100 million from grinding in less than like 30 minutes at Jade. maybe even 20 minutes of Jade, really. It's not worth. And in the elixir, you put so much more money into it. It's ridiculous. And you just don't get the same sort of like ROI, time investment or anything. It's just, it's horrendous. It really is. So, I feel like at the very least, increasing the price on rare items like truffle mushrooms, or maybe there's a perfume that grinders used to use last year. I remember somebody coming into, I think it was one of my YouTube streams, and just like, oh, because I had it titled like life skilling and stuff. It was something like Elixir of the Deep Sea, or a perfume elixir. I can't remember what it was called, something like that. And it was like, they're like 5 million. It doesn't sound too bad. But then when you look at the rare item that you have to go and get, that you have to have a certain level of mastery to even get, and it's an extremely rare drop. It's like, why even bother going through the pain to get 4 million silver when if I were to do that myself, I'd hold it on for myself. I'd use that item myself. I wouldn't try to go and give it to somebody else, especially if it was a really good elixir and all the grind spots, the late game grind spots, are really good with that elixir or perfume. Why would I want to give it to somebody else when I can go there and make money instead? I don't know. It's just, balancing needs to occur, and one way to one of the ways to balance grinding is not necessarily by nerfing grinding, but by nerfing, or rather increasing gathering by increasing the cost of items. They've already been increasing like black star items to like 200 bill silver. Why not increase the elixirs used at Olin's or other grind spots or other places, because they're so freaking expensive, or not really expensive. They're just so in demand that to keep them on the marketplace is ridiculous. People are buying them all the time. I'm going through and just gathering up the resources myself. If that means that I take a hit by increasing trace of memories, go right ahead. 10 mil for 100 of those, that's not as much money. You get like 7 an hour. That's barely anything. At least I do at Guyfin Underground. Make it to where those items are more expensive, and it would punish more or less the grinders and help people who gather for a living make more money. I think it's a pretty fair equalizer, honestly. More money for those that gather and less money for those that grind, because they have to pay more money for the elixirs that they're using. Why should life skillers toil and labor for less money when grinders can use the items that they labor and toil for? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And now the argument, or people would say, you know, it's their own stupid fault for not using their own elixirs. Don't they realize how powerful it is? Well, yeah, but maybe they choose not to. Maybe that's all they ever do. Maybe somebody like myself, who I would characterize as more of like a hybrid player, where I do a little bit of both. Maybe, you know, if I want to make money by life skilling, the most I can make a day is selling cooking boxes, and that's it. That's like the only thing that's really worth it to do. Nothing else is really worth it. Maybe, you know, hunting. Hunting is honestly like one of the best life skills for money. You get blood, you get meat, and you get hide. It really is one of the best ways to get money. But even then, to a certain degree, like, you know, people who just cook, you know, they'll get their, you know, pre-orders in for meats and that sort of stuff. Those that do alchemy, they'll buy the blood, and those that maybe do processing or something, you know, maybe they turn the hide into like other things in the handcrafts workshop, I think they're called, or maybe furniture items, whatever that they do with hide, because I honestly haven't looked too much into it myself. You know, they'll put in their orders and they'll get the hide, and, you know, it's a revolving marketplace. You know, people play the game, they get what they put into it. If you want to put in the time and effort and energy to get a Pen Manos gear, you could get there, but realistically, you're going to get there a lot faster if you grind first, get to a boss grade gear, and then make oodles and oodles of money to then just sink into it and always have your cash cow of grinding, unless it gets completely nerfed to the ground or becomes more expensive in way of increasing price of things on the marketplace, like accessories or armor whatever, what have you. I just feel it's very not balanced. One of my biggest draws to Pearl Abyss and Black Desert in particular was be who you want to be, do what you want to do. Well, if I want to go hunting, that's great. I can enjoy it, but it's not going to make as much money as grinding. Like, if I want to go hunting but also continue my gear progression, I kind of can't do that because it's not as profitable. Yes, I could still make like 30 capstones an hour over at Rhinos during the last drop event for, I think it was 100%. I was getting like 30 capstones an hour, which is really good. It's 90 mil before taxes. But everything else, I don't think it really justifies it, unless I'm missing out on something. There's a high possibility that I'm in the wrong here, but I know that I'm not the only one, because there are other life skillers that feel like we've been shafted for far too long, that it's all about the grind, it's all about the PvP. We don't care about life skillers. It's been sort of the feeling that we've been getting from PA for a while. I don't know. What can be changed? What can be done other than an overhaul? Maybe, they love to use the word rework or rebalance or, things like that. But when it comes to things that are legitimately considered one-sided, they don't seem to really care. Enough people complain about it, then it gets heard, but then does it really get heard? Like, people are complaining about having too many inventory slots for all the different life skilling tools. So they came out with a tool bag like 6 months after the fact. Like, I don't know, guys. It's still a fun game. I still will enjoy Black Desert. There have been definite moments of recent times that make me really question whether or not like playing this game has been worth my time recently. I get more enjoyment and more fun out of playing other games these days than Black Desert, and I've experienced almost 4 occasions of burnout in the past like 3 months, and it's becoming more frequent with each like month or so of, it goes from really enjoy the game, having fun, and then not really feeling like playing the game anymore. Going to play other games like Satisfactory, like I have in the last couple of days. So I don't know. All right. Enough about my existential crisis about the game. I thought I heard a sound effect, by the way, that didn't sound familiar. Could have been part of the music, I don't really know, but it's been 25 minutes. It's just part of the stream where I just don't feel like saying anything because I've spoken my piece about a lot of things that have just kind of plagued me the last couple of days, and we just vibe out, listen to some music, and just kill marascas. That's about it. So we're probably going to be here at least for like, I'm hoping no more than like the next hour, to be honest. Song is really chill. Sunrism, really like it. I kind of wish the songs had a bit more of like an ending to it, instead of just like a fade out, because And I'm sure Kibitz will. I don't know if he'll ever see like this exact feedback, but the songs are really nice. They're very chill. They're very short, simple, sweet. I really like them. My only gripe with it is that they start up way too, in some ways, energetic, and then you got like a verse, chorus, and then that's it. Like there's no like. Maybe that was the direction that you were intending. Maybe it was just short, simple, sweet, to the point, nothing too crazy. Not like, a verse 1, verse 2, or like a verse, chorus, verse 2, bridge, interlude, sort of before back into the chorus, or like a pre-chorus. Nothing too crazy, right? I can respect you because a lot of ways I understand where you're coming from with the DMCA nonsense on YouTube that can happen. And it's annoying. It really is. So to take it into your own hands and create your own music, maybe you're not, the best in your field, but, you're creating music for the intent and purpose that you can't get DMCA'd on YouTube, and I can respect that. And honestly, I wish you the best on your musical journey. Hopefully you'll be able to make more fleshed out, more produced sort of songs in the future. Not to say these are like horrible and awful, but it definitely feels like it's lacking some longevity. Whether that's your intention or not, I don't know. But I've been honestly kind of afraid in some regards to make my own music for that reason of people being like, well, it's a nice little like 2-minute ditty, but that's all it is. It's just like 2 minutes and then it's done. Also feels like there's a layer of ducking on this song too. Which makes me feel like it's more produced than I might originally first hear. Not gonna lie though, I really like the chimes. The chimes are nice. Okay, this is more of like a topical debate. There's the chimes again. To music, right? I'm gonna go ahead and preface this by saying I have not done any sort of like training or any sort of like courses or anything on music theory or anything like that. Now I have watched a lot of music, like videos. Hair just almost went all the way down my throat. I'm fine. I've watched a lot of people talk about music theory, and it doesn't seem too complicated. It just would take time for me to get familiar with like how a chord is formed, what's a power chord, what's considered like a diminished chord. I know some of the jargon and terminology enough to, if I had to like pretend to be somebody who knows what they're talking about, I could maybe fool a few people. But not enough to be very intricate in details and stuff. But it's one of those things that I know that if I would stick with, I would be very impressed with the results. I have a guitar. It honestly has been sitting next to me for the longest time. Bought it from my uncle a couple years back, and I was actually learning guitar for a little while. I have an acoustic. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it's right there in the background. I got that when I was younger, before I wanted to also play drums, and fitting my finger on like the fretboard and everything was it was tough. It was hard. So I didn't really like guitar as much because it required my fingers to be all like, had to have a certain level of like a callus on them. They just had to be very accustomed to pushing and like having the proper amount of pressure and stuff like that. Drums was just a lot easier for me to play, and I was always a lot better at keeping track of rhythm and timing more than anything else, like chord progressions and stuff. Like what sounds better, like a what's a good example, like a 5/4/1 cadence, or things like can't remember. This is my own stupidity. Which are there's like a cadence where it's like the romantic one. It's like a 6/7/1 or something. I don't remember. But there's like this huge like music theory jargon and stuff that just goes right over my head. But because I never stuck with guitar, that I don't really know. And being self-taught is one of the hardest ways to learn this sort of stuff. It truly is. Self-taught drummer as well. I learned how to hold sticks properly, and I watched a few. There was like a DVD that I got. It was a Tommy Igoe, how to like put together your own drum set, and then like simple things like what the fulcrum means and stuff like that. Fulcrum, for those of you curious, allow me to educate you. If you are holding something, preferably small, for example, in this case, I'll try to demonstrate with like a stylus. It has a fulcrum where it just kind of rests properly. Now with a stick, the drumstick, for example, it will have more of an angle to it because it's very thick on the bottom of it, and then it kind of like straightens out to like the pointed part, the tip. Without sounding vulgar or anything, mind out of the gutter, guys. But it's something that you find where that balance point is, and then you move the stick up in your hand so you're grabbing more toward the bottom, and it's just a certain part of the stick that you hold on to that you don't really have to like flick your wrist as much, if that makes sense. I'm reading guild chat because apparently somebody said I'm not playing the game, but yeah, they were talking in chat. I don't know. Somebody's also doing a 1 million loot challenge. Why is that a thing in this game? Are people just that desperate for attention? Look at how much 1 million loot got me over at Hex Sanctuary. Like, I've seen that quite a few now. Here's 1 million loot at Centaurs. It's just, why? Do you have nothing better to do? I mean, I can't really make fun of you, but I will question you as to why you're doing it, because I don't want people being like, why are you playing Kuno? Because I can, It's the same sort of concept of, do you just have nothing better to do except for to be like, this is what 1 million loot looks like based on RNG? But, there's part of me that's like, well, you obscure the results a little bit if you have like an item drop rate event in the middle of it. But, RNG be RNG, so. Anyways. Fulcrum, drumming talk. I learned a lot about it through Tommy Igoe's DVD that we got, and other than that, it's just pretty much been self-taught, like learning fills, learning how to like keep tempo, keep time, and one of the last things of investment, if it's not even kind of the right words really, but one of the last investments that I made in my drum set before it's been in storage for years was a double pedal, and I was going to learn how to do double pedal, and it's definitely something that would take time, for sure, time and practice, and had we have the space, or should we have the space, then yes, I do want to get into doing like drumming practice streams and stuff where I just played on my drum set for like half an hour to an hour, invest in the microphone setup to do so, and get it properly all mic'd up and EQ'd and everything, and do streams like that. Like people that I aspire to be like, or have the ability to do stuff like, would be like 8-Bit Drummer. He does a lot of drumming on Twitch, on his live streams and stuff. But he also has an electric kit. Mine's more of an acoustic, but I wouldn't mind even just purchasing an electric kit just for the sake of simplicity and doing stuff kind of like how he does, where he accepts like viewer submissions and plays to random songs. Obviously songs that are DMCA free and stuff like that, but I think that'd be kind of cool, you know, like if somebody wants me to just play along to one of their tracks, like in this case with like I'm Kibitz, he can create a track where he just leaves the drum part open or just like creates a full song and then creates one that has no drums and then sends it to me. I'd be more than happy to like do a play through on my drum set with that. You know, that's just something that I think would be very natural for me to just play along to. Because there are times in my head I'm just like, I can hear what the drums are doing, the percussion, and I can think how I would change that a little bit. Things that I would do differently and things like that. I know it's not a direct answer, but it would be fun. Also, bear in mind too, when I started YouTube, I never intended to do YouTube till the day I died. Obviously, it was more of a hobby, and I had a job at the time when I started. But, you know, over the years, things have changed. I'm not working at that place anymore. I still have times and moments in my life where I'm still looking for jobs or, you know, doing little side jobs here and there for family and friends, or still kind of... It's a foolish ambition, I feel like, to chase after being a YouTuber and wanting to do YouTube full-time. But there is something to that in, you know, being my own boss. I think a lot of people want to be their own sort of boss. Granted, if I did YouTube videos, technically I'm not my own boss because, you know, it's Google's platform. But more or less, I have the ability to post and do whatever. And if I have enough of an audience that is willing to watch, I could technically post whatever. As long as they're willing to watch, it would allow me and fund me to do what I want to do. One of those things was to eventually pursue more of a musical career. There's an old vlog nowadays that might be hard for me to watch, but I mentioned how serious I was at learning guitar. A couple years ago, there was a movie called Sing in theaters, and I think we watched it on TV when it finally hit TV, on our DirecTV, and I remember being truly inspired by that. And, you know, I made a point to be like, you know, I'm going to learn guitar. And this is when I had that job too, and about the same time I was still doing YouTube, but I was maybe a year into YouTube at the time, and I was very serious, like I'm going to start doing that. And I set up like this schedule of how many times throughout the week I'm going to practice, and it just didn't pan out. And I don't really know. And the only person I can truly blame is myself, because I just didn't want to do it anymore. It's just something about it. Maybe it's just I don't have the musical theory behind it. I don't know. But then you have people like, for example, Cave Story 2. You have people like, I think his name is Pixel Studio? I think. He has zero musical background, or so he claims, but yet he made his own music software for the game. And the soundtrack is so simple, but it works. And he just made what sounded good. Sorry, but you're not fooling anybody, Pixel. I still think that your soundtrack is one of the best I've ever heard for being the type of game that it is, a more retro pixel 2D sort of game. And the game was amazing too in its own right. But for you to sit there and be like, well, you know, I know nothing when it comes to music, it's just hard to believe. Knowing that it wasn't just me who really enjoyed the music, a lot of people enjoyed the music. It was really, really well done. But I don't know, unless he's just some like Beethoven, just didn't know his own potential. I don't know, but except for what I'm trying to say is, except for the elect few or the select few that are just so good at what they do naturally, the rest of us got to work for it. And it's really one of the hardest things, one of the hardest lessons I've ever had to learn in my life. You know, when I look at so-called successful YouTubers, you know, I look at what they're able to accomplish and what they have accomplished in their time on YouTube. And Like one that I didn't watch back in the day, back in ye old yonder days of YouTube. But in more modern times, I've been watching him and his friends a lot, and that's Cinnamon Toast Ken on Toasty Games. I don't watch him for his React content, although that's what gets the clicks these days on YouTube. But it's interesting to see him nowadays, and you know, he's been on YouTube for a long time. I don't know when he actually first started, but he was definitely one of the OGs. You know, if you've been around the block on YouTube, you know Cinnamon Toast Ken. You know, like PewDiePie, even to some extension Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and a lot of those guys I don't watch anymore, and kind of wish I never did. But Cinnamon Toast Ken is one that I've kind of like on and off over the years kind of gone back to, and like seen how his life has changed, like where he lives now. He doesn't live, I could be wrong, but I thought he lived in Texas, but now he lives in Australia. And you know, how his family has changed over the years, wife and kids, you know, how he has like changed as a person. And it's just so inspiring to me to see that and know that there are people that are willing to watch him play whatever, you know. If all of a sudden I wanted to play something else other than Black Desert, I'm sure there'd be a marketplace for it. Splatoon 3 came out recently, you know, a few days ago actually. And if I wanted to, I could play it, but I don't really like that style of game. No offense to anybody who does. By the way, if you guys do want to go check out some gameplay footage, my younger brother, Gary the Gamer, or Garrett, he did do a live stream, I think yesterday and also on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I remember if he played it on Friday. He's sitting there right next to me, so I'm expecting some correction, but he might pull my stream. So he message. Anyways, I'm just messing. But go check out his channel, because he did a few streams of Splatoon 3, and it looks like a fun game. I just can't bring myself to play that style of game. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like the concept. Salmon Run would be what I would be more interested in, because it's a PvE sort of thing than PvP. The problem with it is because it's so popular, there'd be a lot of people that would want to watch, and my over-analytical mind that likes to analyze everything would say, you know, I can't bring myself to do that, because the last time that I played something because it was so-called popular was the Spyro Reignited trilogy, and that generated a lot of traction on my channel, a lot of traffic. A lot of people were watching and paying attention. Some of my highest stream numbers, or like concurrent viewers in streams, were from those series, Spyro Reignited trilogy and the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy. And the problem with that was the moment that I stopped, everybody became this like, so when you playing it next? When you playing it next? And when I told them that I'm not playing it anymore, my subscriber count dropped by like 50. I'm not even exaggerating. I went up like 100 subscribers, and I lost almost all of them overnight. And it was kind of rough, because there's very few that I don't even think that they watch actively. But if you guys are around, if any of you guys found me during like the Crash Bandicoot days or the Spyro days, and you still are watching, I want to say thank you, because that means a lot to me that people are willing to shift when the content shifts. And it's always a hard thing to be like, you know, I'm just done with a game and move on to another one, or done with a topic and move on to another one. Like, this channel may not forever be called Dusty Roads Gaming. I had plans to actually call it Dusty Roads, because it's more of a nickname I have, but Dusty Roads was taken, so, you know, I couldn't do that. So I was gonna go with games, but I was like, games just sounds kind of weird. And then I went with gaming. Twitch was a little bit of a different story. It's Dusty Roads Games, mainly because gaming was taken. So I don't know. It's just one of those weird things on YouTube. I just really dislike when people change their names so much, because me as a content creator, I look like I'm a maniac, especially if it's a live stream or, you know, a video later on. Unless I take a screenshot of somebody and like talk about them in general. Like, if somebody talks to me on a stream, and this, I went back and rewatched an old stream of mine recently, and I look like a crazy person, because I'm talking to somebody who at the time was actively watching, but they deleted their YouTube account, or YouTube deleted it, I don't know. Their account doesn't exist. I tried looking them up. They don't exist. and it looks like I'm talking to that person. I want to say their name was like something with a J. I can't remember. With a J. They don't exist in chat. So you'll see me kind of like laugh and then respond to something, but nothing's in chat. So when people change their name and stuff, that's why I try not to say more than just like, oh, you know, I see so-and-so's in chat, you know, how you doing? If they change their name, I'll be perceived as a crazy person. But I'm sure a lot of people who are actively on YouTube who might look at these VODs will be like, oh, you know, that's no big deal. You know, I get that all the time. You know, people change their names, whatever. Maybe the person deleted their YouTube account for whatever reason. Maybe they were a bot account and they got deleted. I don't know, but it's just weird to me. Because I've seen it on other people's streams too, where somebody like mentions somebody and that person isn't there, or like even the comment section. I see it all the time in the comment section where somebody will like at so and so, and I look through the entire thread of the comment section or that particular comment thread, and I don't see that name anywhere. And I'm like, did they delete their account? Like, did they change their name? Like somebody was like, at so and so, you have no idea what you're talking about, and you support this, that, and these and those in reference to like your profile picture. You're one to talk about this sort of stuff. And I'm like, nobody in this comment thread said anything or has a profile picture that even remotely resembles what you're talking about. What are you going on about? But I was like, this is a thread from like 2 years ago. So a lot of things change in 2 years, but yet at the same time, a lot of things don't. A lot of things change, a lot of things stay the same. So I don't know. If someone were to approach me and like honestly ask me, what could you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? The only thing I could say is living, because until the day I die, I'm living. That's the only thing that I could surefire say that would be true. Doing YouTube videos, I don't see myself doing that all my life. Now, don't get me wrong, I still want to do it as much as I physically can, but there comes a point where it doesn't pay the bills, it doesn't do this. I can get very depressing and very like into it, but I'm trying to have more of a positive message for once. The hard part about all of it is that it doesn't matter sometimes how hard you might try to work at it. It just might need that extra little bit of work that you just can't provide in that moment, or maybe you can't do in that moment, or it feels impossible that you can't do. As hard as it is to keep on keeping on and just keep going, believe you me, 5 years has taught me persistence is one of the hardest things to really learn. It really is. And it really sucks when you see progress happen and then just it doesn't happen anymore. And then you stagnate and you know you don't move for months. And I'm not joking when I say that. Some of like the biggest growth my channel has had, despite like, you know, streaming popular games and such, the only other time was when I was taking an unintended month-long break, or a couple months. I've been a couple times in my so-called YouTube career, if you want to call it that, where I just never announced that I was going on a break, and it was like a month later then I started streaming again. I just didn't stream for like a month, or I didn't upload any content for like a month, or even like 2 months, 3 months. I think the worst one was like 5 months. I just didn't upload anything, didn't do anything on the channel. No sort of like 2-minute like update video or like a 30-second update video or anything like that. Those times where I just took a much needed break, my channel went up like 20 or 30 subscribers, and I would just be sitting there just like, what is going on? What is causing people to check out my channel when I'm not uploading anything? What is going on in the YouTube algorithm to cause that to happen? Why is that happening? And to this day, I still can't tell you how or why. Like 3 or 4 times that I've just said, you know, this whole YouTube thing ain't working out. And I was on the verge of just saying, you know, I'm done with it. Not doing it no more. And in those times, it was some of the more trying times in, you know, really questioning and just getting really existential. Like, what is this worth my time? Is this worth my effort? Is it worth anything that, like, am I making a difference? Very, very deep questions. Well, the truth of the matter is I'm still streaming. The truth of the matter is I do realize how important it is, despite those moments of frustration of, you know, I put in so much time, put in so much effort, but haven't seen as much growth as some other people. Now, piece of advice for anybody who might want to get into streaming yourself or doing anything to try to make awareness of your brand or your person or persona. Never compare yourself to others. Never do it. It is a horrible thing to do. Don't ever compare yourself to others. It's easy to say, well, so-and-so plays the same. I literally did this, by the way. So-and-so on Twitch plays the same exact class that I do. I'm better than her at it. I can do things way easier. I can do things that are way better. I can go to much harder spots. How does she have 30 people watching her, and how is she able to stream full-time in less than 6 months of work? Whereas I've been doing this for over 3 years. Honestly, that is 100% true. There was a lady on Twitch. She was playing Awake Kuno, and she was not playing it well, mind you. New to the game, like maybe a month into playing the game. She's new to streaming, like 6 months into streaming, and she wasn't just an affiliate. She was on the road to partner. She was waiting for the partnership to be like under review, and somebody 20 gifted her that day, and it just rubbed the salt deep into the wound for me. And I was like, you've been doing this for 6 months. Like, the amount of time, effort, and energy I've put into streaming and have done all this stuff to try to raise production quality and stuff. Granted, it's more of a hobby, but I want it to be something one day. I want it to be something that I can look back on and say, you know what, I did my best. And yes, things were stacked against me. Yes, you know, the algorithm wasn't very kind to my channel. Yes, you know, I didn't do anything that was insanely popular. But at the end of the day, I still managed to get people to watch, or people were interested enough to click on and be like, what is this guy about? That is going to mean more to me than somebody who was, for lack of a better word, handed 6 months of their life, one of the best 6 months of their lives, in terms of establishing an online presence, if you will. So, in the end, my road has not been as easy. It has not been as bump free. It's had its snags. It's had its moments of depression and wanting to throw in the towel and just give up. And you know, it's a bumpy road. It's not pleasant. It's not easy, but it's one that I'm on, and I'm happy to travel it. Builds character. Also, somebody in my guild, not to ruin the moment, but somebody in my guild is saying, who's going to do 1 mil loot at Olin's with me, though? I'm kind of half tempted to say, me. I'm actually going to tell him. Play the pity card. I wanted to go to those, but because I'm not a meta class, people don't want me to join them. And that is honestly true. I'm just curious. I want to go check it out, you know? It would take a very long time, but might be volunteering myself for doing 1 million junk loot, but I wouldn't mind going to Olin's. I really wouldn't. And this person should remember the conversation I had with him. I'll do 5 mil with you. Oh man, that's funny. Bet. No, it's something though that I've seriously considered. You know, I considered it with Twitch for the longest time. We'll grind 5 rings. It's about 1,700 hours. Jeez. It's something I considered with Twitch for a long time too, before I finally just pulled the plug and said, you know, I'm done with it. Twitch is way easier to make money, honestly. If you're wanting to make or have a better chance at making money sooner, Twitch is way easier. But the thing that I've always more or less tried to strive for is not about money. It's, yes, I understand money makes the world go round. Yes, you need money to like have a house or, you know, have like a backup plan in case like equipment might malfunction or, you know, have a place you can go to, whatever. But just need to grind 40 hours a week for a little less than a year. Oh gosh. I don't have the elixirs for that sort of grind. Took a long time just to even get the... I have like 20 hours. Actually, hold on. 20? 40. I have 400. 400? Made 200 recipes worth of elixirs, which comes out to about like 250? No. I don't remember how much it is. I think it's like 400 to 500 actually elixirs. Maybe. No, 250 roughly. Yeah. And that took a while to do. That's 250. They're 15 minutes a piece for an hour. For an hour would be 25 hours, 50. So it's roughly like 60 hours worth of grinding right there. Roughly. Okay, Morasto. Still waiting for the Mercedes room announcement. All the mobs despawn and you're able to go into Mercedes, the Queen of the Labyrinth's room. It's almost been an hour or two, so still got roughly like another half hour. This really is like the daily to end all dailies for me. This is usually the last one I do for the dailies. Dreadwinter Tree Fossil I just haven't done in a while because I'll be honest, it's more so boring. It's a 15-minute sort of one. If you don't do it correctly, like i.e. kill the Tachyon before he touches the pillar, it could end the event and you lose 100 energy. So it's a little bit extra energy that I don't feel like wasting, so I don't tend to do that one these days, but mainly too because the Patrigio event's going on. Extra chance to get boss grade gear and much cheaper to purchase the boss grade gear and accessories, so I've been saving my energy for those. But hopefully you guys don't mind me getting existential from time to time about the YouTube grind, but you know, it plays a factor on everybody. It really does. And for anybody who's like, oh, YouTube isn't a real job. Real jobs have stress. Real jobs have pressure. Do real jobs cause you to lose sleep? If the answer is yes to any of those, YouTube does that too. It's a different type of stress. It's a different type of environment. You know, yes, before, you know, the whole work from home thing, YouTube was a work from home thing. And now it's like people are like, oh, work from home is really easy. I really enjoy it. It's very convenient for me. I don't have to go to work and everything. become a YouTuber, you know, like go to TikTok, you'll get views. Not a fan of TikTok, in case you guys are new around here, but I just feel it to be an extension of Vine and what was the other one that was really cringy? I don't know. Call me a boomer, my mentality. I don't like TikTok. I feel like it's too cringy. Every time I'm on my phone. By the way, did you know YouTube keeps track of your like advertisements? They do. On my phone, I get completely different advertisements than I do on my tablet, for example. On my phone, it's nothing but TikTok, 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 TikTok. It's so stupid. And then on my tablet, what do I get? I get Taco Bell, Jack in the Box. I get like fast food restaurants, which I do enjoy. I peruse. You know, if I had money, like every day, I probably would go to Jack in the Box once a day, at least just get 2 tacos. But you know, don't you know there's not real tacos? I know. They're good tacos, all right? They're cheap. I really like the sauce. That's the main reason why I like them, the taco sauce. You do realize that there's soy. I know. Oh, man. If I order it with no cheese, and it's no harm to animals, right? Like, because it really hurts a cow when you go to milk them to make cheese. Right? Sorry, I just remember this thread I was reading years ago about how people are like, cows don't like being milked. It's very cruel to them. And then there are other people that are like, cows love being milked. What are you talking about? And it's huge like debate of how the cow feels when it's being milked and how it's being violated. No. Nah, I disagree. I actually know somebody in kind of on the edge of town where I live that they own a farm or ranch, and one of the things that they do is they milk their cows, and the cows actually really enjoy it. Like, they look forward to being milked 3 times a day, maybe two to 3 times a day. And I remember like taking a tour of the place. There's multiple places around here that have a lot of like cow ranches and stuff, and I've been to multiple different ones, and you know, just kind of taking in the scenery, see what they do. I'm just fascinated with like how people do things, you know, in like what's it called, like businesses or like food processing and that sort of stuff. I'm really interested in that sort of stuff. When I was growing up, actually, I used to watch a lot of what is it called, How It's Made. It was a very fun show, and I enjoyed watching it because it was so satisfying to me to watch machines like make things. And there's a subreddit that I peruse from time to time called Oddly Satisfying or something like that, and I kind of get that same sort of like How It's Made vibe when I see like a machine or something on there do something like scoop ice cream or like pour a mold or something like that. It's the same sort of feeling. Like ASMR stuff I hate, absolutely hate, like brushes on microphones or people like what is it, like chewing food and stuff. I actually found out there's actually a term for it. I just don't remember. It's in Satisfactory. There's a term for it. It's pertaining to the sound of drinking or eating. I've never liked it, and I do make sounds like those sorts of noises I hate. It's not like a, oh gosh, I'm gonna cringe. It's more like I want to go punch through a wall because I hear that noise. And I can't remember what it is, but it's some sort of phobia. You know, people love titles. I have whatever phobia, you know, just titles, man. But no, it's going back to the How It's Made thing. I used to watch that show all the time. Excuse me. And the ones I really enjoyed were the ones that were handmade. There was one show they did for Alaskan. They were like, it's the equivalent of an old Tom and Jerry show where Tom just put tennis rackets on his shoes and was walking through the snowshoes. I remember one of the How It's Mades, it was like traditional Indian snowshoes, I think it was. And it was just so fascinating to me to see somebody hand make them and like how many hours it took to make them. And I thought to myself, like, dude, that'd be so cool to own a pair of those. And I'm like, but where I live, it doesn't snow, so it's like, meh. but it would be kind of cool, you know, just like. So I don't know, honestly. Like, when I was growing up, I had like this whole plan of things I wanted to do in my life, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just don't know really, like, if those were just too ambitious goals or if they just weren't realistic. I don't know. But that's something I've always been fascinated with, is like how stuff is made. Oh gosh. Try not to yawn. That's why I'm fascinated with like people I've been watching for a while, like I'm Kibitz, for example. Just all of a sudden he starts making, well, not all of a sudden, I'm sure it was a very thought out plan, and you know, all of a sudden he starts releasing music to the public. It's DMCA free and everything. You know, that same sort of like wonder, like, oh, I could do that now, you know. I don't know. Maybe I'll be an inspiration to some people someday, you know, that might want to do streaming themselves, but I'm not going to lie to you. It is a very tough thing to keep motivated. It's tough when you're like, you know, I have these bills that I have to pay, or, you know, there are these things I would like to buy, but it just doesn't pay. And if I even spent, to some degree, this is just how messed up my brain is, because it feels the same way about grinding in Black Desert. Grinding here is actually a bad thing. Here's why. The amount of money I make here per hour is terrible. Why am I grinding here? For a title. Ultimately, for a title. I'm also grinding here for a change of scenery from Jade. Jade is so plainfully boring that I can't see myself grinding there for more than a couple of hours. Like maybe like an hour a day at this point, because I don't need the flame anymore. If I get any other flames, I'm selling them, and I have sold at least 2 of them so far. So, you know, I've made my ROI at Jade. You know, I've made the Libresca, got it to Duo. I don't think I fully paid off the Libresca because that was a lot of money. But you know, it's not a great place to grind. Jade is still, it's decent if you have Agris. If you don't, then it's not as good. Gyfin Upper, however, is a fantastic place to grind. Per hour, just junk loot alone, I can almost get 500 mil. Jade junk loot alone, that's 300 mil. Not including capstones or anything else. And the 500 mil over at Gyfin doesn't include almost like 30 to 40 capstones either. That alone's another almost 100 mil. If I get a Tungrad belt, that's another 100 mil. You know, it all adds up eventually, but taxes or not, junk loot alone, Gyfin Upper beats Jade irregardless. You start adding in all the things you get over at Jade, you might get to like 500 mil, but that's not just junk loot, non-taxable stuff. Gyfin is way better, so in my mind, it's just not worth it to grind these places, other than titles or capstones, which I'm actually going for. If there's a purpose behind it, I can justify why I'm here, is what I'm getting at. In a lot of ways, that could be said about streaming. You know, I'm not making any money by streaming. I don't get any ad revenue. I don't get any, you know, like bluntly put and realistically, and I don't say this for you to have any pity on me, I would make more money or more of an effort to better myself, or better however you want to define it, you know, a social status in life or whatever, by getting a 9-to-5 job and working 40-hour work weeks. Would I have time for streaming? Would I enjoy streaming though? When I did have a sort of, well, it wasn't 9 to 5 because I was more like a swing afternoon into almost graveyard. When I did stream during that time period, I would stream 2 days a week. Ooh, Forgotten Witches token. Heck to the yeah, baby. No 50% from the campsite, by the way, but you know, that's kind of cool we got that. Depending on when we go to Mercedes, I might have time to do that tonight. We'll see. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about money. It's a sensitive subject for a lot of people, but if I were to spend the time that I'm streaming and remove that 3 hours like 15 hours a week. If I use that time to even have like a normal paying job, I could make so much advancements in like production quality. I can maybe get a better what is it called, a graphics card, because they're a lot cheaper nowadays, because you know the supply shortage is over. I don't care what they claim, there was a supply shortage. I believe they manipulated the marketplace to justify the cost of very expensive graphics cards. And then once the whole Bitcoin, because it's Bitcoin's fault, once the whole Bitcoin thing, you know, teetered out, then we can justify bringing the price back up because now we have too much. No, it's just enough people realize that they were being duped into selling, or buying rather, extremely expensive graphics cards for what is like maybe $200 worth of resources and labor for like $1,200. Why do you think now they can afford to sell a graphics card that was like $1,000 for less than 500 or less than even 400? Just because they were jipping us all off. It has very little to do with Bitcoin craze. No. That played a factor, but it wasn't the real reason. We all know it. If you don't know it, you know now. But, you know, that's things that I've thought about. Getting a better computer, maybe getting 2 computers. My ideal stream setup is I want 2 desks. One that, well, both of them that are standing, but a like full-size desk. The desk I have now, I think, is like a 4-foot desk, lengthwise. Give or take about 4 feet, maybe 3.5. I don't know. I want like a full-size, like 6 to 8 foot desk that's a standing desk that you can raise and lower. So that way, if I wanted to stream while standing instead of just sitting all the time, or like the whole time, I could stretch my legs, you know, get a bit of a difference in maybe energy level and stuff like that. Plus, you know, less risk of blood clots and everything else. Just more realistically, that's really why. And then I want another desk, same size roughly. And now I would need a bigger space to do this, because where I'm at, this is the wall right here. The desk goes right up to the wall. What I want is a space where I can have 2 of those desks, one going this way and the other one right there in the corner going along the other side. So it's kind of like an L shape like this. And I want to have the second computer on the side, and that will be like the streaming computer. And then on my main computer is where I'd have like a really good graphics card, and it would just operate just the games, nothing else. And then on the second computer, I'd have it kind of like duplicate the main display and then stream the main display through Elgato capture card, which I do have, I just don't use because I use that more or less for console gaming and such. But that's kind of the goal, is to have 2 monitors like I have now, and then a TV above where I can like monitor the stream. And on the main computer, I could just like have chat on the second, or actually I can have chat on the second screen, maybe like a main TV or something. That way I could have the stream up there if I want, but if I wanted to do console gaming, that would be like the TV that I would have it on. And I have like a separate camera set up for that, or, you know, maybe just like a whole room. Ideally, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have seen like the ideal man cave, right? It's just like a room that has like a sofa, maybe like a love seat, has like a whole like coffee table and everything else, like a nice like man cave. And I want it to be set up to where if people want to come over and hang out, we can all game down there. We'd have enough for like maybe, I don't know, 6 people that can sit down there, maybe more, who knows. Put like maybe a pool table in the background, you know. I think that'd be kind of fun, because side note, I like pool, you know, 8-ball and all that fun stuff. But you know, just little odds and end things that I would really like to make it like my own personality. And then have it set up to, if I wanted to, I'll have like my computer desk in the corner of the room for streaming, and then have the couch set up to where if I wanted to do like a giant like stream party, that we could. That's my idea, but I would need like a whole like room for that. and that's not gonna happen anytime soon in my current situation. Even if somebody were to like drop like $1 million in my pocket and be like, shh, don't tell anybody, I really don't think I'd be able to pull it off. I just don't have the connections and honestly the willpower to do that sort of stuff. Even if I were to stream 8 hours a day, even if that were my job, would I really enjoy it? It's the age-old question. You've gotten everything that you've wanted. Are you content? Are you happy with what you got? Are you not only, aware of what has been dealt your way, but are you content with it? Do you enjoy it? That's the part of my brain that I wish I could shut off sometimes and just really just say, let's just enjoy the ride. I'm getting really existential tonight. Sorry, guys. But honestly, it's more of a transparent look at the situation, how I perceive YouTube to be, how I perceive this whole streaming thing to be. It's not a bed of roses. If you want to go into it, I've bought 2 different Yeti microphones. One that was at the time was $150, and it came with this arm that I'm still using to this day, 5 years later almost. This microphone's a bit newer, but it's not a newer microphone. Microphone joke. It's a Yeti X, and it was also like $120. So microphones alone, I've spent $300 into that. My whole computer setup was about $1,500, and that was before the graphics card spike. Nowadays, that sort of graphics card is actually cheaper than when I bought it back then. So it's AMD 580 in case anybody's curious, which I don't have like something for my computer specs, but I feel like I just would love to have everything that I would want. But again, would I really be content with it? Because if I'm not content with my current situation, how could I possibly be like, after all the new upgrades of memory and graphics card and processor and everything, I'm very content with it. No, I would probably find a way to complain and be like, this is all nice and everything, but I could get something a little bit better than this. Honestly, the only real complaint, if anything, is more or less my lack of motivation. It's not like the space I'm in is more than adequate. The equipment that I have is more than adequate, clearly, because if it wasn't, somebody would be complaining. It's more or less just my mentality. And I don't know. The only person that can change that is me. And I don't want people getting discouraged, like, oh, he's going to give up on streaming. Or maybe some of you are like, good, he's going to give up on streaming. No. It's definitely a work in progress, Like I said earlier, I enjoy the ride. I enjoy the ups and downs. And, I could be doing so many different things to just help get myself attention. But is it the attention that I'm seeking? Is it the things that I want to do? I've always said on doing YouTube content, specifically on this channel, if enough people want me to get more, more of this sort of candid, open talk about things that are going on in my life, or, just a candid, open talk about things in general, I'd be more than happy to do a channel for that. But this channel in particular is more or less about gaming. Having said that, don't listen to the last 15 minutes of me ranting about existential things. But I don't know. It's the no offense, Kibitz, but man, this music it's showing me things about myself. I really enjoy it though. I really do. Showing me things that I don't know. Maybe it's just like looking back on his success, seeing where he was years ago and to where he is now. And I'm sure that to some degree, like, nobody's ever truly content with where they are in life. I do believe that on a more deeper spiritual level, that there's always a lack of contentment. I'm sure in some ways there are some things that even Kibitz may not like about his current situation in life, or current cast in life, if you will. But, you know, he's doing the best he can, and honestly, I should do the same. Mind my own business and not be too concerned about other people, but at the same time, just live my life however I want. At the end of the day, I'm the one who chooses it, and there are certain limitations, clearly. You know, I'm not going to do anything like illegal or heinous, because that'd just be immoral, but, you know, it's the chill music. I blame the chill music. No, in all seriousness, I do enjoy this music a lot, and it's making me really think about things that it's never too late. There's always things I could be doing. Plus, also the conversation I had right before the stream. Just double checking in, no more messages. But something going on that I just feel something is culminating. I'm not going to say that streaming is going to change. You know, I'm not going to stream as much. I don't know. As far as I think right now, I want to continue streaming at least 3 hours a day. At least 2 hours a day. But 3 hours is pretty good as well. I enjoy 3 hours. For right now, I don't see myself going to like 5 hours or 4 hours. It's just, I don't want to. So the other thing too, right? And I'm trying to be mindful. I really do. Because my younger brother, he streams as well. The room that I'm in is actually like a bedroom, and there's 3 computers in here. There's me, my younger brother, and my older brother. And all 3 of us, we play video games in here throughout the day, on and off, you know. And, well, we can actually. And I try not to take up their time. Like, if my younger brother's streaming, I'm not going to be in here because, one, even though we have air conditioning, the room does get warmer with more machines and more people. So that's one reason why. 2 is because, you know, I could create extra noise, and I don't really want that to be picked up on his stream. You know, give him a bit more professionalism, even though at this point in my life, I don't really care too much about my own professionalism. It's like, I'm going to go stream. But, you know, I've gotten more relaxed with that sort of stuff over the years. And at first, I was very much like, nobody needs to be in the room because I want it to be brumber from bird. But nowadays, it's like, I don't really care. If you guys want to go in the room and play on your computer, that's fine. Just, you know, try to be quiet a little bit. That's all I ask for. And that's one reason why I don't want to stream for more than 3 hours in a day, unless it's something special, which we might do something for my 5-year anniversary this year on YouTube. I was thinking like a 24-hour stream. I don't know if I want to do that though. If I do, then it's definitely going to be like I start early in the day and go the entire day long. But that'll also be like a, hey, just letting you know I plan on being in there. You can totally go in there and play on your computer if you want, or, you know, do whatever. But, you know, that's up to you. Just try to be quiet, like I said. But yeah, despite like a few things here and there, like a few times throughout the year, I typically don't want to stream for more, because there's also the other side too. It's not just like being concerned about their time and them being in the room. It's also like, in my case, it's a marathon, not a race. You know, I don't want to burn myself out too fast. On the heydays of Twitch, there'd be people that would be streaming, and there are still people like Kugels, who's a European Black Desert streamer. She will stream like 15 hours a day, and I don't know how that she does it. She'll play the entire time, grinding, killing mobs for like 15 hours a day. I think more realistically, she'll at least stream like 8 hours a day, but, you know, it might be her actual job, so it kind of makes sense why she's willing to do that for so long. But I just live a simple life. I don't want to, if I could, live off of not streaming 8-hour days. I would definitely consider, like, you know, like 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, like kind of like a part-time job. Maybe have like an IRL job too, or something like that, or you know, maybe do like 20 hours of streaming a week and then also do videos. But I don't want to edit my own videos. It's just not something I enjoy anymore. As fun and as entertaining as I can make them, I don't like editing my own videos. It's just something about it. Not to get all crazy existential on editing now, but should retitle this to existential and chilling. But no, it's one thing to really enjoy what you do and to appreciate the craft and things that you do. It's another thing though with me where I can't see myself doing streaming for more than like 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. If it was my job to stream like 4 to 5 hours, maybe 6 hours a day, I would find it physically taxing to the point where I just don't want to do it. I would find any and all excuse to burn out and say, you know, I don't want to stream today. And I don't want to do that. I really don't. My dad said something when I was really young in a conversation. I don't think he really directed it toward me. I think he was talking to somebody else, but it's something I always kind of latched on to. It's a very simple phrase. If you do what you enjoy for a living and you can get paid to do it, you won't work a day in your life. And it's very true. It doesn't feel like work if you enjoy it. For me, streaming is something that I enjoy, and when I worked like a 9 to 5 sort of a job, no, it wasn't 9 to 5, it was like 1 to 9 o'clock at night, almost 9:30, irregardless. When I used to work like a full 40-hour work week, or on the lesser end, like 35-hour work week, my time playing and streaming on YouTube was my escape. It was something I enjoyed, and nowadays it's like the thing that I do. It's like the thing I do most of the week, and nothing wrong with it. It's just it's shifted, and with it being something that's more than just a hobby, more than just something I enjoy, despite me saying it's just a hobby, it's hard sometimes to stay motivated to do that, even if it's only like 20 hours a week, even if it's, in my case right now, like 15 hours a week. It can still be hard to motivate yourself to do, despite being so mind-numbingly simple. Streaming, in all intents and purposes, is simple. It might seem intimidating, it might seem difficult, you know, to learn the whole new system of like what is OBS, how to like record, how to stream. It's so simple though. There are kids that are able to set it all up by themselves. I went to check out like a tutorial on something when I first started getting into like streaming and recording, and I swear the video I clicked on, it should have said like 13-year-old me teaches you how to do streaming, because the voice that I heard sounded exactly like a child, and it freaked me out at first. It's like, what? But getting past hearing how like high-pitched and scratchy their voice was in my ears, I was able to actually get what I needed solved, and it was no issues. And then I looked at when it was uploaded, and it was uploaded like less than 2 weeks before me finding the video. And honestly, streaming is so simple. It's not hard to get started. It's just the act of continuing after you've started and making it be kind of like a job, despite it not being like a, as some people say, real job. It doesn't pay as much, or maybe doesn't pay at all for a while. In my case, it's been 5 years, you know. It's hard. It can be very hard, but I think I've said the same thing. I'm like in this time loop where I'm just talking about the same thing. By the way, it has been an hour and 31 minutes here, so you know that's exciting. I feel like they changed the time on Marowak. Maybe it's like an hour and 30 minutes. I don't know. I really don't want to say it's 2 hours because that would just be unfortunate. But yeah, I wish I would have popped another 50% is what I'm saying. But it's one of those things that it's super simple to get started. A lot of people will say, oh, it's so simple, I can just do it off my phone. And in a lot of ways you can. You can stream off your phone on YouTube. And some people do, you know? I don't know. Therapy session with Dustin. Yeah, except for you guys are my counselor. You know, I don't know. It's something that I've given a lot of thought to. It's something that if, you know, somebody were really contemplating it or really struggling with it, I think I might be able to help them, or, you know, maybe give them some advice on things, challenges that I've overcome. Maybe for the 5-year anniversary, this is what I might do, is just kind of sit down and talk about the last 5 years and the struggles of it all, and the way that I'm also approaching growth too is the most organic way possible, which is organic growth. I know it sounds really redundant, but it's true. The more modern approach is to do like funny little snippets on TikTok or, you know, Twitter or Facebook or any other social media platform that you want to engage in. In a lot of ways, I believe YouTube is its own social media platform. It truly is. There's a lot of social interactions that occur between viewer and content creator, or content creator to other content creator, viewer to viewer. There's a lot of social aspects to YouTube that make it a social platform, honestly and truly. The downside of that all is that there are other platforms that people will try to market their content on, and the main one being TikTok. And because of my stance of how much I don't like TikTok and that it is a cringier modern version of Vine is how I feel about it, I don't want to go on TikTok. I don't want to do anything with TikTok. I don't want to associate with TikTok, despite how much my phone really wants me to. I'm not going to do it. You hear me, phone? Now, that being said, nothing wrong with the platform if you enjoy, you know, maybe a couple people. It's just, maybe it's my pride. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I just envision TikTok being a cringier version of those that didn't get their clout time on Vine or any other ones as well, like MySpace or I don't know. Because every single ad that I see is like somebody doing some stupid dance with some copywritten music behind it, and it is the cringiest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you're trying to dance, good for you, but it's not marketed for me. Absolutely not. And I know that some people say, well, Dawson, you could go through and suggest things. I don't care what they suggest. Their model for who I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to like is so off. Even on YouTube's ads, it is ridiculous. Truly is ridiculous. Now, that being said, every once in a while, I do go to my Google preferences for ads and I wipe it completely. I delete everything just to see where their algorithm sits. And then I let it kind of simmer for a couple of months, you know, fine tune the ads here and there. Or sometimes I'll just leave the ads running however they are and just, you know, skip the ones I hate. And, you know, like political ads, nobody likes those. Gosh, they're freaking annoying. Every 2 years, they have to become relevant so they can get my vote. You know? It's so stupid. If it was so important, why not run those ads all the time? Oh, wait, it's just to stay in the office. Yeah. Like, I get Jack in the Box ads 24/7, bruh. Granted, I like Jack in the Box, but still. They don't stop hounding me for my money. By the way, Jack in the Box, if you guys are looking at new candidates to sponsor, I would be first in line. So fast. I've said this for years. If anybody were to sponsor me, I would hope it's Jack in the Box. 100%. I'll be 100% a sellout. I don't care what I have to do. If I can get 2 free tacos on every visit once a day, oof, I am in. I'm easy. You know, I'm a simple person to please, guys. Although I do have standards, though. I had to thinking, like, what if I dressed up in a... What if they told me, we need you to dress up in this taco costume and dance? Would I do it for 2 free tacos every single day? I'd be known as the taco guy. The jib taco guy. I think I'd be okay with that, actually. There are some things that I would do for free food. Nothing vulgar or anything, but, you know. We're looking at, like, Jack in the Box advertisements and stuff. I mean... I'd dress up as Jack. I don't care. You don't have to see my face. You don't know it's me. I'd be the guy that's like, look, that's me, that's me. And people would be like, nah, it's not you. I got to dress up as Jack. It was amazing. Nah, I know you didn't. Does anybody actually know who the man O Jack is? Like, I could be the fat version. You know? I'm like, I've lost weight this year, but I'm like 250 pounds, so I'd be the fat version of Jack. You just have this. You guys, if anybody is watching from Jack in the Box, here's my pitch to you. Okay, Jack has like talks about, you know, his whatever new product is going on and stuff, and then he like warns people, just make sure you don't eat too much of them. And then they go, why is that, Jack? And then he like goes, oh, no reason. And it goes up to like a thought bubble in the sky, and it's just me sitting with like one of the hamburgers in each hand, and just like, oh, I really should stop eating these. Just like something like that. I think that'd be great. But then, you know, people would be like, you're fat shaming. Like, I don't know how well that would go in like the more of a, you know, more of a public light, but you know. All right, so anyways, tired of Mirrorwax Labyrinth trembles to awaken the Keeper. So now we enter Mirrorwax Labyrinth, or the Burrow rather. And this is for the boss. Total time, we're at 1 hour and 40 minutes. So I don't know if they changed the time on this or what, but it used to be almost 1:25 to 1:30 on the dot. But now it is random, it feels like. I don't know if it's tied to kills or what, but 1 hour 39 minutes. Oh my gosh, that took a long time actually. All right, so now let's go ahead and do the keeper here. Go ahead and kill off Mercedes here. I will say though, it's roughly about the same amount of trash loot. It's usually like anywhere between like, I've had it as fast as like 21 and as late as almost 25. But trash loot's also kind of random. Like, well, I think the 25 was also when I did a little bit of Agris here at the end. I just turned it on to burn extra. I'm going to save that Agris though in case I want to do Gaifen Upper tonight or tomorrow morning or something. Just to earn a ton more money. The other reason why it did sell. Okay, that's what that bell was earlier. So for now, I'm just going to kind of hold off on that. I also need like, I think it's like 12 billion silver. The limits event right now with the Devourer, I need 24 times by 3 bill. It's a lot of, or 300 mil. It's a lot of money, guys. I think it's like 7.2 is what I need, I think. 10 of those times by 300 mil would be 3 bill, and I need 4. So yeah, it's about 7.2 bills what I need to do that. I have a few stacks that I want to raise up, and I do have another stack. I have a 229 that I'm going to keep for pen attempts. If I can maybe get like another Tet Black Star, preferably an awakening weapon, then sure, you know, I'll tap it to get it above 230. And some people might say, we'll save that for Deboreka. I need a pen Black Star. I don't have a pen Black Star. So for me, it becomes a matter of what I need in the moment. Yes, a pen Deboreka would be nice. It would be nice to have, you know, some, what is it called? Some like high fail stacks for Deboreka, but I am nowhere near enough to even grind to get Deboreka necklace pieces or anything. So for me, it's like, what do I need right now? I need to focus on that, and we'll go from there. And for me, it's just a matter of getting Pen Blackstar. That's honestly and truthfully all that I'm really looking for right now. And I want to get it by the end of the year, but we'll see how things go. Right now, I need to focus some more money on the event for the Devour, because those expire. They actually get deleted from the game September 21st. So I need to focus on that until, oh gosh, Marasto. All the guys just got really aggroed at me. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I'm gonna focus on Marasto. Mercedes, you're not that scary. You almost killed me, but you're not that scary. I also have my combat Lightstones equipped, so it kind of freaked me out when she did a little bit more damage than what I was accustomed to. Okay, Marasto calls upon the Maraskas. This is where things get real tricky. I need to kill these 3 Marastas while Marasto is harassing me, and avoid Mercedes' powerful attacks. Like that. Because I don't want to kill Marasto until I kill these 3 leaders. He spawns 2. Gosh dang, that was close. He spawns 2, and Mercedes also spawns 1. Is that all of them? I think so. There's an egg brooding one here. Marasto just is about to, there he goes, expire. It's just Mercedes, the earth-shaking ones that I'm not too concerned about, and the egg brooding ones that I gotta worry about. Play safe here. Turn off Vel's Heart. Even if I have like 30 seconds of combat with no Vel's Heart, it's fine. Berserker is alive. Yes. That's usually these are the bosses that I would normally end the stream with, so it's good timing, honestly. I don't really need to go to either one, so I'm not going to. Ooh, an Ember. Nice. Nice. These eggs are gonna pop. This is part of the powerful signature. She spawns a bunch of eggs and they pop, and the little poison guys can run around, but guess not. Let me go ahead and turn off loot scrolls, and then we're gonna head over to what's her face over here, Tori. Finish the one daily, and then exchange. How many did we get? 18. This is on the high end, honestly. We'll go ahead and open these bad boys up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, blah, blah, blah. So 1 ember from those, not too bad, but a ton of blackstones. 1 ancient spirit dust. 2, 3, 4. 4 ancient spirit dust. A little on the low end of things, but to be completely fair and completely honest, we did get a witch's token. 2 of these, and also what was that? 2 of the different essences, 3 of these different crystals that, I mean, aren't too crazy, but you know, there's something. And a total of 57 Caphras. That's before and almost 30 more, at least 20 here, so we'll count 20. So that's 77 plus 20 more from the dailies. Shh. That's 97 in an hour and a half. Granted, that's also with dailies, but by itself, you're looking at maybe 67 in an hour and a half, which is still not bad. You're just kind of stuck to grinding there until the dailies are done, which today was an hour and a half. Typically, it's like an hour, hour 25. Lately, there was a time where it was like an hour and 14 minutes. I really don't know if it's clear rate, like amount of mobs killed, or if it's like a time-based thing. I think it's still time-based, but it's been a little like iffy here and there. Granted, the only way for me to really truly test it out is as soon as I get to Mercedes, finish off the boss room, go another full run until I get to the boss room again, because that'll be the least contaminated time. Because when I go to that, or when I started this event just now, I don't know if somebody may have left 5 minutes or like maybe 10 seconds. Maybe that affects it. I don't know. So the only way to find out is to go to a server that I know nobody else will go into the spot, grind there for however long until I get the room, Mercedes' room, and then go a full another revolution until I get to Mercedes' room again. Time it, try to keep track of the mobs that I kill, which is going to be very difficult to do, or maybe just the junk loot. That might be the best way to kind of tell, or kind of get an average, and then just kind of go from there. But yeah, it's not too bad for capstones for the day, honestly. Pretty good. And to be completely fair with you guys too, I would be making way more money if I was able to sell the capstones, but for now I'm not able to because I'm not selling the capstones. So to 374. So let me just double check. 374 plus 462, that's 836. I need 836. I am going to need, for level 8, nope. I need 358 right now in order to get to level 8. Alternatively, that amount of capstones, 836. Where is it? You can go to Central Market. Let me show you guys this here. There's a way that you can sell things on the marketplace, and it's just called selling. But you go to the thing over here. Oops. And let's say, in my case, I have how many? Wait, where's the calculator? There it is. 836. So you go tax calculator. 836. So right now, family fame of, that's a little low. 6230, but I don't think that really changes anything. Value pack, I'd make 2.1 billion right now. From today, I don't know how much this number's gone up, but let's say if I get another 200 every single day, that's another half a bill. This half a bill here, combined with the amount that I made, is another half a bill. So technically, if I were to sell like everything, including the weapon stones and armor stones and all those, I would be making maybe almost 1.3 bill a day if I was selling everything. Unfortunately, I'm not selling everything, so I will actually go ahead and sell these though, because I need the money. So 611 623 278. So that's also, so roughly about 600 mil today. That's including the cooking boxes, and then also I did purchase buffs from the church, which was 10 million a piece down here, so that's 30 mil, plus the campsite buff, which is another 10 mil, so that was almost 40 mil there. So realistically, if I were to, it was what, 600 mil? About 600 mil, about 640 is what I made roughly, or technically. But if you were to add in the Caphras and everything else, yeah, I made a lot of money today, but I'm not counting those until I at least get to C10. The main reason why is the helmet and armor needed to be C10, and I feel like when they actually introduce the next Slumbering Origin sets, you will need C10 for these as well. So that's sort of where my mentality is with that. I'll go ahead and eat another meal to get more health EXP as well. I tried to repair, but I guess I didn't. So let's go ahead and just craft. I need 20 of these. This is my end of grind routine where I just kind of craft some things, take a look at what I ordered, what needs to be sold. Okay, look at this. I could sell it for 1 bill. Oh gosh. I'm not gonna do that. I'm waiting to sell these as well until they hike the price up because they're supposedly getting an increase. We'll see though. So here's another 20. Throw those in there. Oops, am I on? Nope. I need to put these in there. And then I need Olicus crystals. I don't think I have any, so that might be another expense here. Yeah, I don't. Is it actually Ulcus crystals? Absolutely. You're just hoping that they're actually on the marketplace, because the last I looked, they weren't. They are. Nice. 62 of them. And of course, did somebody just... I bought some, like, not too long ago, like earlier this morning, and they were... Transaction... okay, hang on, let me... This is why I also don't turn off my computer, because, you know... Through... Purchased Ulcus crystal for 117. So 117... would have been 58. So somebody's tanking the price right now because they want to sell theirs desperately. But they're still quite expensive. And to be honest, I don't get a whole bunch of return on IOCs. Oh gosh. Ugh. Gosh, I don't get that much of return on investment, honestly. 50 mil to what is like 75 mil. Taxes and everything taken out too. It's still not looking that great, but you know, it's something. I could just save the essence. I don't know why I don't, but you know, it's fine. This one is this. Actually, hang on a second. So 81 mil, so it's not the big one. There's a big one that's like over 100 mil. That one's worth it for sure. I might do the Witch's Token maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I might do that tomorrow on stream, but I also need to do I also need to do season stuff, so I might do that tomorrow morning before the stream, because I just don't feel like doing that on stream again, but who knows. These two are the kind of basic ones that I'm pretty sure I have a ton of. 5 on market. There's a 6th one, and this one, that's 2, that's 3. So yeah, it's these ones here. There's just a ton on the marketplace, or just don't sell that often. So you know. Premium outfits. Is there any listed? No, there is not. It's great. Okay, let me double check my numbers here. So I have 24 of these. 24 times by 300 mil. Yeah, 7.2 bill is what I need for this. I'm trying to think. What is this one? I don't know what I was doing there. Probably just trying to get a weight limit increase ones. Max stamina I don't want to get rid of. Let me go ahead and do like 6 of these. 6 of those. I'm going to be doing something that is a processing thing here. These get purified light stones, and these purified light stones are any sort of light stone that's available in the marketplace. They can be wind, fire, earth, or I almost said hail. Wind, fire, flora, or earth. And they can be anyone ranging from the really cheap and almost worthless, those are imperfect, but the really cheap ones here, or they can be these really expensive ones, which I have actually gotten one of them to be, was it Blight? So one of these. If I were to ever get this one, it's critical hit damage plus 1%. I'm never giving it away. Everybody who wants it, you guys can just... But we'll open up these real quick just because I can. Hope that I get something really good, and then you know, this is like passive money, you know. And if I don't get anything good, I can always exchange it to then get another like purified lightstone, and then try again essentially. But I could get a flora one that I might be looking for, or maybe something else, or I could just sell these straight up for 13.5. Let me just double check actually. Purified light stones. There's 33 on the marketplace. Is there any orders? There's not any orders. Latest sell was actually less than 15 minutes ago. I might just even contemplate selling these straight as they are. 18 times by 13.5. 243 million on the dot. But you know, I like this idea a little bit. Oh, that's not the one I got. Is it the vines? I think it was the vines. It's 54 million. FF5s. There's an 8 mil here. The combat ones went up? Huh. Let me look at the combat ones. Because I tell people about them all the time. Like, you want to get that extra 400% all the time? Do it, dude. They actually went up a little bit, it looks like. Huh. Still a pretty decent time to buy them, honestly. For now, though, how many... Let me take a look at this. Vines. Ooh, there's a lot. You know what I'm going to do? Just because, you know, the other ones that I have listed, these, like, 50 mil ones, I don't think they'll ever really sell. There's 656 of them. There's 369. Like, that one has a better chance, but I'm going to take them out. And the other one that I just got to, I don't really want to try to sell it because it might take forever. So anyone that is not a imperfect lightstone is going to be taken. I'm also putting all of them. This is like my lightstone storage, but all of them are going to be used for exchanges. So how you do this? You go. First off, I'm going to go on my horse. We're going to go over to Dalashane. Dalashane is the wandering alchemist. He's up over here in Ailton, but he's in most major cities. You talk to him. Now, I apologize because this might be a little like flickery. So if you are prone to like epileptic seizures and that sort of stuff, try not to watch too much because the amount of like flickering that occurs here is a little much. But you exchange. I click on chat and then hit S and R for down and then select. And you just kind of keep doing this over and over and over. Nope. Haggler. Do I have any more? No, I do not. Okay. Then we just open these up again. So my character dances, which she didn't. So we got 7 to do. I can at least do 2 more, and then I can open up these last 2 and get 1 more, and they're poo-poo. So that's the last one for tonight, and nothing great. Nice. So that's kind of what I do. The other lightstones, they just never sell, and maybe you can get them to get something else. I don't know. Like there's, I don't know. I just, honestly, I'd much rather gamble and try to get like a 2 bill one or like even like a 1 billion stone, because that will sell more than like the 500 mil ones or 5 mil ones. They're just not. If people want them, they already have them, and people who get these small ones are not going to purchase them in bulk, I'll say. So, you know. Also, one of these days, once I finally hit Guru 1, I do want to actually purify these myself. It does require imperfect lightstones, Black Gem Fragment, or the mythical Lightstone Crystal, which I don't know what or magical Lightstone Crystal is. Blackstone Weapon or Armor, Powder of Flame, and Clear Liquid Reagents. So most of those things I can kind of get myself. I just don't really know what the magical Lightstone Crystal is. Black Gem Fragments, I have a ton of those because I was buying them in bulk too. So, you know, eventually I want to purify all these and then kind of do the roulette system. One of these days, we'll see, because I've been kind of working on alchemy recently, but I'm only at Master 4, and I started at Master 2, so... But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and call a stream here. I do appreciate you guys watching, like I said, and I do apologize for maybe getting a little bit existential and making you guys think a little too deeply about being viewers, or, you know, just like what it is to be on this side of the camera, if you will. It can be very overwhelming sometimes to want to continue. This music is just so nice. I really enjoy it, and it's really made me think about a lot of things tonight. And I'd much rather express what's going on inside versus letting it stay inside, because sometimes getting it out, even if it's in a more simplistic form instead of just letting it simmer, it can be very therapeutic and be very cathartic, but also very good to move on, move past it. So if you guys rewatch any of my videos, at some point you probably will see a video where I have done what I did tonight on that video as well. And it's just not a way of like a cry for help or, you know, something to try to guilt trip you into doing something. It's more or less just for me to say, you know, this is what's going on. Just keep it real. And it's very nice to have those sort of interactions. So this music is just so good. I really like it. One more last shout out to I'm Kibitz down below in the description. That's the name of the song right over there. Go check out I'm Kibitz on Spotify. Go check out his YouTube channel too. He's an amazing Canadian YouTuber, Twitch streamer as well, and I really enjoy his videos and what he does for the community. By doing this DMCA free playlist, I mean, it's amazing. I really enjoy it. I'm also going to one more time, give me 1 second here. I'm going to actually post his link in the comments chat, if you will. Go check him out there. There's the link. It should take you straight to his page. I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, stay safe, take it easy, and God bless. Bye-bye. Wrong hand. Hi, this side. Bye.